So I had this toy. My parents gave me a toy for Tornado, and it makes this noise.
Oh God, you're gonna get her to attack the microphone now.
Oh,
She's gonna
God, here she comes.
tear up the whole OBS setup. Why did you do that?
Right?
What's wrong with you?
Well, she didn't care about it at all until I was doing voiceovers for my Hitman review this morning. Like for hours and hours, I could try to get her to play with it, and she wouldn't play with it. And then during when I was just during the 10 minutes I was doing voiceovers, bloop, 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 bloop. And then after I was done, all day, no interest whatsoever at all. And then 5 minutes ago, it started back up again. She knew, man. She knew. She's looking for looking for attention from Daddy.
I don't know if they told you this before you adopted, but cats are very fickle creatures. 1 second they love something to death, and then they will never touch it again for the rest of their lives.
Oh, God, I hope that's the case with this toy then.
Yeah.
Oh, there once was a game for us to see, but when we did, it was really blurry. But then Hello Game fixed No Man's Sky with a patch for PS5.
Hey,
everybody!
It's got a fucking jingle for
when
every
the Sony
week.
man comes,
Cue the cat.
Cue the cat, because I want to say what's up to Richard's gameplay. That game cat in the chat. Andrew C's PS5 4K gameplay. Go look him. YouTube doesn't do 4K gameplay. Mankey, Daniel Campbell, Corks the Game Cat, Corks the Game Cat, Corks the Game Cat, Corks the Game Cat. Bremen 1973, Andrew Bailey, what is up? Your Long Shadows, yeehaw, the Game Cat Cowboy Dan in the house.
Woo!
Jalbsy, what's up, dude? Charlie Fist, the Game Cat, what's up? Clay Plays VR. Hibsy, the Game Cat, our local news scooper.
Don't worry,
Sin
guys,
Studio
don't worry.
in
Mako
the house.
XL is here. Don't worry.
Sin
He's here.
Studio in the house.
Alex?
Tyler Whitney, Robbie B, the English Game Cat, Paper Mache Man, Steve IRE tuning in from Ireland, Josh Susky, Zach Lightning, Herb, the 247 Game Cat, yo. Mick Coles, 9 Lives, the Game Cat, Ben Lee, the Spartan Game Cat, Rody, the Game Cat, Mods in the house, Stay Warm, the Game Cat, Delirium Drew VR, Perfected Insanity Game Cat, Bogeyman Productions, Farpoint for Life, brother, Nick Mulo, also in the house, be on your best behavior, Darth Vader, Lord Vader has blessed us with his presence, Guy Son, fist bump to you, Roy Swartz, good to see you, man, SB, TJ, oh no, my things get Beard of Power, 666, Hunter, the FNAF fan, Darkwing, Chuck, the Game Quack, Wolfan, Turier, Robinson.
He's only here for the cat, man. He was only here for the intro. He's not here for us. It's okay.
Varglesoft sounds like an
STD.
Sounds like a publisher, or Varglesoft.
Yeah.
It sounds like an N64 company or something. LC 2552 Beats, Abe Lincoln, Mark Pringlesleaf, Sheehan, Ace and Maverick. Welcome, guys.
AJ, I always forget to turn my headphones way the fuck down before you do that. And I'm like, by the end of it, I'm like, I want to tear them off and throw them across the room.
This is PSVR
Anyways.
GAMESCAST Live, where we film live every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. Ooh, what if it was every night at 6 p.m. Thursday? That would be crazy.
Wow.
My name's Brian Paul from this
Infinite
channel right
realities.
here with Parole and the guys to my right. The boys! Dave from Dave Station. You better get ready for it. VR!
Oh, I quit. Guys, I'll see you later. That's it.
Aren't you the one that started that? He's the one that wanted that, and now you did it, and now he doesn't
I've
want
been
it
meaning to
anymore.
ask Dave why he doesn't want it.
Did it?
Played out.
Oh, because it's played out.
I don't like it every time.
But I still
And
say
it
AJ
doesn't
from
give
the
you a chance
Underground,
to-
PSVR Underground. Like that's played out too. But we don't. You know, you're gonna ask me to be creative
Well,
every
it's
week.
not as-
Come on.
It doesn't take so long to do. And every time I'm sitting there and I'm just like, can you fucking do it already? How many reps are you going to do this time?
I thought you would
I thought so,
relish
too.
in the spotlight
Right.
with having
I've never
the Lord of the
related-
Game Cats sing your
Whoa.
praise. I don't know.
That's
something
I've
like that.
never related to anything that revs, be it chainsaws, be it lawnmowers, be it.
But Chainsaw's the
Motorcycles.
ultimate zombie killing
It
utility.
is, but like, I don't even like revving stuff. It's not that fun.
Like I'm not gonna
Never
go out and
works.
chop
That's not
down a
good.
tree, man. But when the zombie apocalypse
You gotta
happened,
pull it like 20 times.
blood
At
and
least
guts
my old
everywhere.
lawnmower.
until it, yeah, I don't know. Until I accidentally chop a finger off and it's all over, man. I'm like, oh, it hurts, and then I'm gonna go hide inside now. Oh my god. Okay, we don't want to dick around here. It's going to be kind of a long show as it is, so we should probably get the ball rolling. Talk about all sorts of PlayStation news, PlayStation VR news, games, and that kind of stuff. But I think first we should begin the show the way we begin every show with a little game of should we or shouldn't we, when we have 60 seconds up on the clock up on the counter, the way that Jeremy, missing in action as always, likes it. And it's our time down here to tell you out there, the loyal game cats, whether you should or should not be playing in or watching or doing the things that we've been playing in or watching and or doing. Who would like to go first? I'll go first. On my mark.
Oh, wow. Damn.
I know, right?
All right.
On my mark, it does go. Okay, so first I got to bitch a little bit, right? My bitch session is this. I tried to, there's a movie I want to watch called The Empty Man. Horror movie, high production values, just came out last year, and of course I wanted to get it on the PlayStation Store because that's where all of my movies are, all my rentals, all my downloads, everything, right, all in one place. I don't want to have like fragmented collections. Couldn't do it obviously because I didn't want to go hook up my PS4, and so finally I was just like, you know what, it's on Amazon, $5 to rent it, $10 to buy it. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it. It's like $5 more. It's totally worth it. And by the way. So first of all, I'm angry at Sony, and get your fucking shit together, guys. I want to give you money instead of Amazon, but no, they're like, oh, just go to Amazon and buy it that way. But also, The Empty Man was really good. Like I said, super high production values for a horror movie. Really, really, really well thought out. Amazing, amazing intro. Can't recommend it enough. Go check it out. Hopefully find somewhere cheaper than $10.
I think Sony isn't convinced that people like you exist. Like people who are like, I just keep all my movies in my Sony account. Like I've never heard anybody in my life say that. I think you're the one guy that they forgot about. And they were like, nobody's going to miss this. And then, obviously that's not the case.
I don't know. Your Long Shadows with the 100, what's it? North
Korean kroners.
Is that what we've been saying?
North Koreans.
Thank you so much for the donation. Says, had to run across the room when I heard chainsaws are not the ultimate zombie killing weapon. It jams. This is amateur hour. Wow, Your Long Shadows. You know where I'm going to go when the zombie apocalypse hits? I'm going to go to Your Long Shadows place because obviously they know what's going on. Here I am thinking there's only one exit or entrance to my apartment. If I just board that up, I'm good to go. Like how could things possibly go wrong? What if I can't run out of mac and cheese anytime in the next year? I'll be fine.
I don't know where you get North Korean kroners from, but it's Norwegian.
I know it's North Korean. I mean, I know it's Norwegian. Okay. Dude, my family is like Norwegian. That's
AJ, is Gorn out yet?
I know it is. I'm just messing around.
No.
That's exactly right. Thank you so much, Your Long Shadows, for the donation. Twitcher, the single player game cat, says second chance, referring to our No Man's Sky thumbnail. Surely No Man's Sky is on its fourth or fifth chance by now. Yeah. This is its second PSVR chance though. It was kind of a confusing day for me today. I think he means for him because some of us still played. I feel like putting 200 hours into a game means that it was still successful at its first launch. We'll obviously get to talking about more about No Man's Sky later, but the fact is like I knew as soon as I put that thumbnail up, as soon as I came up with the name of the show, I was like, man, there's gonna be a lot of people who are like, it was fine. Now it's just better. and I knew that was going to happen because it is fine. It was fine, and now it is a lot better. So, but we'll talk more about that later. That's a good question, Darkwing Chuck. How am I going to cook my mac and cheese when the water and power goes out?
Sounds like a viewer takeover.
Starved to death.
Yeah. You know what? I do have lots and lots of ramen noodles. And you don't even need hot water for that. If you just soak it in water long enough, it expands.
Oh, God, that sounds like the most disgusting thing I could think of. Just like soggy, lukewarm, not even
warm. Yeah. I mean, I went to college, man. There was that's what college was all about.
They have hot water in college.
Yeah, but even then, I was like just microwaving water. It was about the worst hot water you could get.
It makes it hot. It's all good.
All right. So that was my should we or shouldn't we? Who is up next?
I could go next, unless AJ is ready. Okay,
I'm ready. Sure.
On your mark, get Des. Go.
So I have to give a big shout out to one of the game cats who sent me something very, very nice. Thank you so much. You were very kind. And I want to mention for my should we, shouldn't we, Dreams, because I have been playing that along. It's been a crazy 2 weeks. It's been an exciting 2 weeks, but I still squeezed in a little bit of time to play Dreams. And one of the cats sent me this, which is going to be going up on the wall. I don't know if you can see it. It's going to be going up on my wall behind me at some point, but it's gorgeous. It looks better in person than it does on picture.
That goes for all three
Dreams
of us too.
has a lot of games that are really starting to come around. There's tons of people still making one. Brian, you need to play this one called Blank Space, Mr. Horror Lover. You would love Blank Space.
6.
But there's tons of one thing I realized too is there's so many good racing games and everything. But yeah, Dreams, absolute should we.
Nice. Yeah, there's I feel awful because somebody told me that I need to check out their Dream, and I'm going to tell you guys about it right now. And this is going to be, I haven't even played it yet, so this is a blind recommendation from me for the creator. Yep. The creator says, I've been working on this fun puzzle game for the last few months. It can only be played in VR because of what I do in the VR scale. I added some extra elements to it. It looks like it's called Bridging the Gap. I don't know if you guys have played it, but
I have not.
Bridging the Gap by Pulsate. So go check that out. Then let me know if it's good.
Come back during the show and let us know if it's any good.
Right, and then I can tell him great job and actually not play it at all. No, I need to get back into Dreams, and because dude, so many cats out there have made awesome creations, and I haven't had time to get back in there at all recently. So good on you, AJ. Good on you. All right, Dave, are you ready?
I am ready.
That's good. I got to find the timer. There it is. Okay. On your mark, get Des. Go.
All right. So mine is very topical this week. It's a shouldn't we, and it's using the investment app Robinhood on your phone because I hopped on this goddamn GameStop train and it was going just great. I only put like $100 on GameStop, but as of today, they did this thing where they made it so you can't buy any more shares on almost every app, but Robinhood was the first one to drop. And I don't know anything about the markets, but I watched and read enough about this today that basically like it's pretty clear market manipulation to not let individual investors buy or sell and let giant hedge funds with access around those applications get in and adjust the market. So it's basically like really super illegal seeming and fucked up. And they were the first one to drop the shoe and say, hey, we're going to not allow you guys to do this anymore. So it's just kind of fucked up for the people that, you know, might actually be able to get something back from all these crazy billionaires for once in our lives, you know. Anyways, don't use Robinhood. There are other ones out there that will let you buy GameStop right now. Webull, I think, is one. Webull. There's a few other ones.
Do they wobble and don't fall down?
Pretty funny story.
They wibble and they wobble. Yeah, it's insane. I mean,
pretty funny watching that unfold.
Yeah. I know people thought 2020 was so crazy, and like what are we like? Not even finished with the first month of 2021, and GameStop might fucking bankrupt a hedge fund because Reddit decided. That's crazy. Like it just keeps getting weirder and weirder. I love it.
I love it too. Shout out to Deathly the Death Cat with the Canadian $30. Thank you so much for the donation. It says, thanks to everyone who helped with getting Hitman working, tracking and level porting. Whew. Man, oh man, I'm glad you had some people helping you out. Hopefully we were some help. I know that we struggled here and there. I think two of us had a harder time than the other one. But yeah, man, once you get it all working, it's all good. It's all really good. Yes, so glad to see you got it working, bud. And thank you to all the cats out there who helped him do it. Oh, sirens on my end. No surprise. I think everybody, we all did it. Craziness.
All right.
Should we or shouldn't we? It's over.
Yeah. Real quick, shout out to chat. People saying bankrupt the fuckers, good riddance. Absolutely, man. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Hedge funds. All right. So yeah, that part of the show is fun. What do we got next, AJ? Some news items, perhaps?
We have 11 news stories to talk about. I thought it was going to be a slow week and I thought we were just going to have some amazing topics, but not a lot of them. I was wrong. There is a lot of news going on. It is a much busier time than we anticipated.
Yeah, out of nowhere, just shit falling out of the sky.
We usually kick things off with PS5 news, but there's nothing to report on that front right now. However, the free PlayStation Plus games of February, I believe, just went live or about to go live, and you can go download them now. One of them is Concrete Genie, which, as some of you know or may not know, it has a little VR experience. And I like that this is part of Plus. I don't think there was never a situation where I was like, oh yeah, you need to buy the game just to experience this. But as a free thing to go check out, yeah, absolutely. It's really, I kind of liked it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed, and you guys were like, you guys were saying, that you were enjoying it and stuff, and I just felt like I was like, I need something more here. And I think I was really disappointed because the game itself looks like something that I would be really, really into. The non-VR stuff looks awesome. I love the art style and the whole storytelling and the thing that's going for. And I'm just like, I don't have time to play a non-VR game. And then the VR stuff that they gave us was like, like pretty basic, like painting and like, oh, here's items and stuff that you can kind of, plant this and plant that. I get what they were going for. It just wasn't for me. Like meditative and stuff just never resonates with me.
I think for a free thing, it's going to be great for anybody who checks it out. I think that you saw it as the value proposition and wrote it off. I saw it as what was there because I was like, I know it's not going to be worth $30. I have decided not to care about the price tag going in. And I thought it was a pretty magical experience, that first scene where you're building stuff in like painting
really just that
3D,
first one,
and it's just
really
crazy. Cool. Yeah, I mean the painting on the wall stuff is okay. It's cool that it's animated and there's some depth to it. Like, this is over there and that's here, and you're looking around a space. But for free, I think people are going to enjoy this.
I mean, it looks
no reason
pretty.
not to check it out. Yeah, it's pretty. It's very nice.
Donatello has my back and says you got to wait till February 2nd. Thank you, Donatello. Tells me
We're almost there.
Yeah, but once that drops, definitely go check that out. It's nice, it's pleasant, and it's pretty.
Yeah, and if anybody played the non-VR stuff, obviously I'm never going to get around to it, but I want to know how it is. I want to know what you guys thought of it. I don't care what IGN thought of it. So let me know in the chat if you played it, if you liked it. Very curious. Very curious. I'd like to see something. I'd like to see this game in VR at some point, or maybe not. Maybe you guys can tell me, like, no, Brian, you don't want to fucking play this thing. So shout out to Dark Slade's Diaries with a $15 tip. Says, don't invest in this GameStop. Don't invest this in GameStop except to buy a cheap ass used game. And if you don't share, I'll turn this comment right around and we can just go back home. Like, Dad driving in the front seat. I'm gonna turn this thing right around. Blah, blah, blah. And I was always like, turn it around. I don't like leaving the house. This vacation we're going on is not gonna be any fun. Let's go home. Turn this boat around right now.
I just want to clarify too that my shouldn't we wasn't investing in GameStop. If you have the ability to do that right now, this is a weird moment in history. Fucking do it. You might make a few bucks. Don't bet more than you can get away with losing. But yeah, throw it in there.
It was not. It was don't use. Was it Robinson?
Robinhood. Which is funny as hell because they're protecting the rich at the expense of poorer people.
Right.
In this case, which is funny.
So on topic, spend your money on Robinson the Journey instead, but not if you have a PlayStation 5 because it's not compatible.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
GamesIndustry.biz, guys, has published an article, and the title was Hitman 3 recoups project costs in under a week. This comes from Christopher Dring, like I said, in GamesIndustry.biz. Hitman 3 has already turned a profit, you guys, in record time. Games industry in general seems to be doing very well. But the CEO, Hakan Abrak, says, quote, we have been really happy with the Hitman 3 journey, says IO Interactive CEO Abram Hakan Abrak. That's such a hard. Sorry, I slaughtered that.
Brain
do we need some paramedics to AJ's house?
He said
he's having a stroke or something.
He says it has been a labor of love between our fans and everyone at the studio. As the developer and publisher, we are immensely proud that we can say Hitman 3 is already profitable. We have recouped the total project costs in less than a week. That puts us in a really good place and allows us to confidently move forward with our ambitious plans for future projects. Hitman crushing it, guys.
It's all thanks to PSVR.
Yeah. Actually, one of the cats, Robbie B or Mad Max, I think it was Mad Max, said that the sales were like 68% PS4 and PS5. So definitely mostly on the PlayStation platform, whether it be VR or not, but that's good.
Boy, outside of Xbox exclusives, I'm going to pretty much guarantee that's the ratio things have been going for over the last 7 or 8 years. I can't imagine Xbox, other than exclusives, taking more than a 30% share for any third-party game. I'd be surprised. So, but good on.
Dave. Yeah, as you know, I mean, this game was fantastic. We've all really been having a really good time with it. I believe. I certainly have. I've spent so many hours on it, and Dave has this this theory that we might possibly see the next James Bond game they're working on in VR in the future. Could be a possibility for sure.
Well, Corks, the Game Cat in the chat, agrees with Dave. 007 will be on PSVR 2. Says, I bet pizza. I like that pizza bets are catching on. Like, fuck money, man. Like, pizza's good to send to other people and good to receive from other people. It's just it warms my heart to send a pizza. I'm so sorry. There are people like Bel Ramio in like Europe that I owe pizza to and haven't sent one to. I do apologize for that. I owe lots of pizzas.
I'm gonna order pizza during the GAMESCAST tonight, and I might have a slice. If we go,
can you get the delivery guy on camera?
No. I'm going to have them leave it outside, and there will be no contact.
COVID. Stupid COVID. That irritates me so much.
Hey, come in, delivery guy. You want to get on my live stream?
I would totally do that.
Small, tiny, enclosed space here.
I would totally do that. The one of my pizza delivery guys watches the show. And so if it was him, it would be awesome. If it wasn't him, it would be hilarious. Right? Hey, dude, just come in here. He's like, well, I don't think I should come in. No, come in. Get on camera. These people want to hear from you. He's like, why? I'm like, because you're bringing me pizza. And that's more important than anything. All right. That is awesome. I mean, it's always good to see a game that we love get a ton of attention. I think it was going to be hard for this one not to get a lot of attention, considering it's on all the platforms, considering it's also non-VR, considering all of that. But, I mean, it's just fantastic. It's like I can't get enough of this game. I've been playing it nonstop. The review is coming. I'm so sorry. It's been a rough couple of days trying to get this review done. Writing it took way longer than expected. And I'll be honest, man, capturing good footage for this game is tough. Everything looks beautiful. Like all the footage I have looks beautiful, but a lot of it just looks like, if you don't understand the context of what you're doing, it just looks like you're walking around. And so it doesn't make for good review footage unless you're like electrocuting people or throwing people off balconies and shit. And so it's taking me a lot longer than I expected to get it even just like 6 minutes of combined awesome footage. So AJ is helping me out with that a little bit behind the scenes. But always fancy, man. It's like the team.
I'm a professional gameplay technician for hire. Anyone need gameplay? Anyone need gameplay?
Am I supposed to pay you for this?
My services
for hire? I didn't realize.
You're not paying me. Huh?
I thought it was as a friend.
Exposure. It's for exposure, AJ.
Right.
He doesn't put my name in the credits on anything.
No exposure. Absolutely not.
No, keep me concealed.
Shout out to
Jew, the non-denominational game cat.
It was a big word, man. I was like, I don't know if I can get this one. Non-denominational.
Yeah, non-denominational.
With a $10 donation says, I love pizza and I love you guys and I love PSVR too. My friend, you are in the right place because this is a safe place for pizza guys in PSVR. That didn't come out right. But it's also a safe place for that. Also, shout out to, thank you so much for the donation. Shout out to William Waltman with the $5 donation. Says, this channel held my hand as I stepped into VR for the first time last month. Thanks for all the great content. You guys are the best.
My hand.
I got a gift for these collective tippers, and I'll be back with it in just a second.
Take my hand, everyone. We will walk into this brave new VR world together. Also, shout out to, also, by the way, thank you, William Waltman, for the donation. Shout out to Creeper Betty, PSVR, with the $5 donation. Says, pizza for everyone. I mean, I think $5 is going to get, like, me a slice of pizza. Everyone else might have to buy their own. But thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. Woo!
At least you're thinking about us.
I mean, yeah, Dave's back with the present.
These fine folks bring themselves a tree guy.
Don't squeeze me.
But yeah, man, Hitman 3 absolutely crushed. Thank you guys so much. And been an amazing ride to play that game. I'm so glad I held off as much as I could, not playing the flat version first. Yes. I played some of it, a good chunk of it, but I could tell like the difference actually experiencing this game and the depth that it has and the visuals and the environments and everything. Experiencing it in VR for the first time is absolutely mind blowing. I'd say after like 3 or 4 years the novelty of VR sometimes like wore a little thin. Like games really had to do something to impress me. This was one of those games where I'm just like mind blown. Like it really is something special, and it's amazing. I hope we get their next James Bond game in VR as well, because I'm a big fan of James Bond.
I'm going to throw a counterpoint out here to that. I preferred having played them flat, so I knew what I was getting into and was familiar with the levels, so that when I went into VR, I could appreciate A, how different the gameplay felt, B, how well they realized those awesome environments in a first-person way in VR. And so, like, it was even more impressive to me having enjoyed the games flat because I had a frame of reference. You know, like, it's either way, it's an awesome experience, but like, don't go into it thinking that you've like cheated yourself if you end up playing it flat first for some reason. Like, you'll still love this game either way.
No, it's absolutely incredible. I'm man, flat screen gaming, you guys know, like I'm kind of over it, like unless it's retro gaming, which just makes perfect sense to me on a flat screen in all of its 16 or 8-bit glory. Modern gaming doesn't work for me so much, and so like I played Hitman 1 quite a bit while we were waiting for Hitman 3 to come out on the flat screen, and it was fine. Like I liked getting the idea of like, I hadn't played a Hitman game since like Absolution, I guess. Absolution on PS3, and that was fun, but I know most fans of the series don't think it's anywhere near the current trilogy, so it's good, man. It's good, and I know there are limitations to playing it in VR, but ultimately, man, the stunning environments and the first person view just makes it so worthwhile. It's so immersive to play this game, even with the DualShock 4. So don't avoid it. Don't avoid it. If you have PSVR, you owe it to yourself.
If you're on the fence, absolutely get it. It's amazing, and I still am going to advocate for move support. I still want move support. And I would love to see like some of those challenges, especially the sniper ones, get like an aim support mode or something like that.
I want patient zero.
But somebody was saying, it makes no sense that patient zero isn't in VR because they're the same locations. That's not entirely true. They actually do change some parts of the locations a little bit, and they at least half of them are nighttime when they're daytime usually, which sounds like nothing, but is different in the way that it's rendered and the way the lighting goes and everything. So
is there something about it, do you think, that would keep it from being in VR?
No, not necessarily. I think that they just focused on the base game first, and maybe we'll get lucky and we'll see since they sold so well, a sort of Blood and Truth style DLC where like free stuff, nothing huge, but like, hey, if you already own Patient Zero, now you can go play that, go crazy. I don't know about. It would be cool to have the sniper missions, but I don't foresee them doing that. For us,
it's not like a necessity, but it would just be cool.
Well, all the sniping stuff goes to flat screen anyway in the headset, and so it's like, well, right. I'm not sure if I even care
playing like this with a sniper.
Right. I think I'd rather play that on a flat screen.
You pop out and see it in VR for a second.
Guys, let's give a shout out to Nihilist Ryan, the Game Feline Brand, with a $5 donation. Says, "Can I borrow a pizza from you and short sell it? Pizzas are going down the tube, I hear." I hope not. I hope not.
I told him pizza's going down this tube tonight. Nihilist Ryan.
Stock's going up.
Nice.
Right here.
We also got 2 quid from Bogeyman Productions. Says, "Impulse Gear, where is Farpoint 2? Announce already." And I'm going to add my 2 cents and say, jetpacks, please. Jetpacks. Yeah, dude.
I don't know. You're obsessed with jetpacks.
Why dude? It's a sci-fi game on an alien planet. Why wouldn't you want a jetpack? Like, I feel like that game is sorely missing a jetpack.
Yet you don't play a lot more No Man's Sky than you should. You probably will now, though.
Probably will now. I don't know. Who knows?
There's a game with jetpacks.
I know.
You're like, no, I want this other game. I want Saints and Sinners to have jetpacks.
I want Village to have a fucking jetpack. Hey, shout out to Bogeyman Productions, by the way, who was the one who pointed me in the direction for PSVR this week and reminded us that only 6 months ago, playtesters said they talked to the producer of Village and they said PSVR mode is coming. Just got to wait for a Sony announcement. So thank you very much, Bogeyman Productions, for keeping the dream alive. Appreciate you.
Keeping the face. Alvo VR is also in the chat. I want to give a quick shout out to Alvo and Steve over there. Shared a very kind message in our Discord earlier about us and about our community. It was
Steve,
really, really
is Steve
kind of you,
kissing
man.
up again? Oh, who's
No,
who's
he's not.
up?
You know, he is not a kiss up. But it was very nice of you, man. Appreciate it. And yeah, you know, Alvo, the beta, from what I hear, they've got just a couple more patches, a couple more updates planned, and then they're trying to get it out soon. Beta keys are still going out, so make sure you sign up on their website under the message list. But they've added some really cool new features and search and destroy mode into Alvo, so I'm going to be checking that out really soon.
Yeah, me too.
And because the search and destroy mode is like the mode that I'm mostly looking forward to in that game. And I can't wait. I love the standard first person shooter combat, but then with like the tactical search and destroy mechanics and stuff. Oh, that is just like my jam written all over it. So but yeah, can't wait, man. Can't wait to get my hands on some more Alvo soon.
Yeah. Steve, you obviously know I'm joking. I make fun of everybody. I'm never serious. But I will say, it's been a while since I hopped into Alvo, so I've been meaning to get back to it. Like they've updated so much stuff since the last time I was there. And so if any of the cats out there have a beta key and want to get together and like just jump in and like flood the servers this weekend, just send me a message on Discord and we'll get something going. Put it under the multiplayer meetups channel. Let's use that thing and let's play some Alvo. We'll flood that server this weekend, man.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
Yes.
All right, so moving on, we had a brand new game announced this week, Brian.
That doesn't sound right. Oh no, it does.
Shell Games, creators of I Expect You to Die and Until You Fall, a very popular game last year, and they have announced, you guessed it, I Expect You to Die 2.
I wish they could have gone, I expect you to die. Just change the two.
I like
two.
that. Yeah.
Or what about like look who's talking to? Like look, I expect you to die. TOO. Teen Wolf TOO.
I expect you to die too.
Yep.
I expect you to die.
I expect you to also die. What do you mean? Did you say Teen Wolf 2? Oh, yes, I said Teen Wolf 2. Why wouldn't I say Teen Wolf 2?
Let's just move on. But yeah, man, tell us Brian, what do you know? You probably know.
We're not moving on. We're going to talk about Teen Wolf 2 for the next 2.5 hours. Jason Bateman, right?
I don't know.
What's next?
Dave's just like, no, what's next? Okay.
Yeah. Do you know anything about I Expect You to Die 2?
No one knows anything about I Expect You to Die 2.
It is more of the same game.
Yep.
Well, somebody knows.
With new levels and probably not new mechanics, it didn't sound like really, but new storyline. They're going to dive deeper into the characters that I don't remember anything about.
Okay. So here, we need to speculate a little bit because obviously they needed to finally move on and sell us something new, right? After giving us 3 huge pieces of DLC for the first game, it definitely doubled the size of the game. Those last 3 missions that we got for free were bigger than, like, First Class was, I think, basically as big as 2 levels combined. And so these things were huge. And eventually Shell Games had to go, we need to start making money on this game again. We can't just keep giving shit away for free. So my question is, do you guys think there's going to be something about I Expect You to Die 2 that makes it a full-fledged sequel rather than just a now DLC that we're paying for?
That's a hard question because the only things we've seen like this are I want to say Job Sim and Vacation Sim. You don't get direct sequels in VR much at all ever.
No.
Have we seen many? So it's hard to visualize what that would look like. I think it's probably just going to be more content in the same way that Vacation Sim was more content in different locations, slightly remixed, but the core concept was exactly the same core concept.
Well, I think they more than earned their right and respect to release more game as a sequel.
Yeah,
I think they absolutely earned and deserve it for sure.
Absolutely.
I guess Budget Cuts 2 is the one that is the exception that I wasn't thinking about.
Which we don't have yet.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure there's other exceptions. There's got to be other exceptions. We'll come up with them. I think it's important to note that Corix the Game Cat in the chat says, there's a Teen Wolf 2? ? Just saying, we educated somebody tonight. That's all. It might not have been about PSVR, but it was definitely a little bit of education being spread around here. So thank you. I'm very glad that we did our job tonight. Here's my thing, and I will say that, Blake Dean does say that there's going to be one of their announcements was there's going to be new or refined mechanics. That's true. I will say they learned some stuff with Until You Fall. They learned about full locomotion, and they learned about different types of interactions rather than just telekinesis and like bringing things to you, right? They learned how you can walk up to something and pick it up and swing a sword. And so I'm wondering, none of this brief trailer shows anything, but I'm wondering if any of the levels will have you do something other than sit in a chair the whole time.
I highly doubt it. I really, really doubt it.
As long as it takes you on kind of like a roller coaster ride, I don't really care. I think you can get away with sitting down, being in one spot. If it makes you feel like you're moving, or like, I don't know, feel like you're in some kind of roller coaster ride kind of situation, like I said.
Yeah, I mean, it's so thoroughly escape roomy that I feel like the way it's designed, you just make a different game if you didn't want to have like seated locomotion. No, I mean, it's no locomotion, right? You don't move in the game, right? You just grab stuff.
None.
Yeah, I don't see why they would upend that in a sequel and let you walk around and do all kinds of stuff. I have a feeling it'll be the same concept, but we'll see, I suppose, once they give us any footage.
Yeah,
Red Rover.
Oh, please.
The effing Game Cat is about to come right over with $30 from the United States. He says, I expect you to die as well. Just doesn't seem to roll off the tongue. Here I am again, not adding jack squat, but tips are good. You're right about that, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again.
Agreed. Thank you very much for that donation. Joe Grover, we love you. Yeah, I don't know. You know, if it's just more of the same, I'm not going to be disappointed because the game was so good. But it's, Shell Games, I don't think Shell Games is the type of developer that sits around and doesn't innovate in their spare time. I think they sit around and they say, what can we bring that's new and different to the sequel? So we'll see. They also didn't announce headsets. They didn't say a single headset. They didn't say Quest or Quest 2 or PSVR 1 or PCVR. They said nothing. They said we'll announce headsets later. Why
I'd put a
would they do
pizza
that?
on day one it's out on Quest.
I would also put a pizza on that.
That's my pizza bet. And then other platforms get it later.
That's crazy. Do you think this will be announced for a PSVR 2 launch title?
Oh.
I got a phone call today from a
I
developer
don't
going,
think so.
you know,
I don't think so.
maybe you're being too optimistic about this PSVR 2 thing. And I said, that's my job here, is to be ridiculously, almost unintelligently optimistic about PSVR 2. That is my role, and I will stick with it, good sir.
And I'll sit here and
You said you got a phone call? Was that me?
You said from a developer. You're not a
No.
Oh, a
AJ
developer.
AJ calls me every day, but I don't actually listen. So maybe you said it, and I was just like, I don't know. Shout out to Professor Lilith with the $5 donation. No offense, AJ. With saying for getting me to actually do multiplayer, which I never even tried before. PSVR without Parole's Discord. Awesome.
Amazing community.
What happened in multiplayer? Who did Professor Lilith play with? Was that me?
We definitely played some No Man's Sky back in the day when it first came out, but I'm assuming probably some more in the near future with that update.
Yeah, make sure you guys join our Discord. That's where we all hang out. That is where all the cats hang out, and that is where we get some good multiplayer games going. Again, if you want to get in on the on some Alvo this weekend, if you have a beta key, get in there. We'll do it. All right. So coming 2021, no release date yet, just 2021, making 2021 even better than it was before. Shout out to Snacks. Please. With a $5 donation saying, yo, cats, loving Hitman, but I had to put it down for some No Man's Sky. Wow. Invest this $5 in Dogecoin.
Dogecoin. You know Doge? Like Doge, like the internet meme? You know Doge, D-O-G-E, the internet
doesn't
meme?
know internet
Have you been on the fucking internet, Brian? Everybody,
No.
Is there an emoji for
not.
Doge? Somebody find the emoji for Doge. Brian, you're
Probably
crazy.
one.
In the Discord right now, you guys spam a GIF of Doge at him. You're crazy, Brian.
And get rich. The pizza is probably a safer bet. There's a happy face, a rocket ship, a Joy-Con, a pizza slice, and I think money?
Money.
So,
Money. Yeah,
I totally hear that, though. I was like completely 110% every hour I could invested in Hitman, and then that patch dropped, and like I've just been going crazy on that, and I can't get enough. And we actually have that as a topic, a main topic. So We will be
Stay
getting
tuned.
to more No Man's Sky in depth very soon.
Yeah,
Yes,
spoilers.
we have to talk about it.
It didn't work for me. I'll tell you guys about that.
Shout out to Amplify with the $10 donation. Says, how often do you sit or stand when playing VR? Just curious. LOL. I don't think he knows what LOL means. I'll tell you this. When Hitman works, when I stand, when I don't get the VR grid, which, by the way, I just realized what a terrible name for a YouTube channel that is, because everyone hates the VR grid, right? But sorry, Ryan. But there was when I don't get that in Hitman, then I love to stand and play with the DualShock 4 with Hitman. But that's an exception to the rule. Almost every other game that uses DualShock, I sit for, and then I stand with the moves. The one exception to that, catch and release, because you're sitting in a fucking rowboat. What about you guys? Is that generally your MO too?
Any game that I have to use the DualShock, I pretty much sit, except for Detached, because you're flying out in space, and like it's so much more immersive and fun to stand up. But typically anything like Pistol Whip or Beat Saber or anything where I usually have the camera up and pointed down at me, I'm standing most of the time. Stuff like Moss, I'll sit. Hitman is the one exception because it's hard to stand and play that game, like you said, with the grid and stuff.
Stupid VR grid.
Stupid VR grid.
Yeah, we just found our new running joke. I love it.
But yeah, usually moves standing up, DualShock 4 sitting down.
Nick Mulo, the game cat, who we love and respect, puts a smack down. It says, Dodge is pronounced with a soft G. Silly Dave.
My response was, at least I know what the fuck it is.
Well, no.
You have no idea.
Hey, I don't have any idea, so you definitely have one up on me. Shout out to K-Panic, the graphically dynamic game cat looks super sharp on a PS5. With the $2 donation says, perhaps it should be named PS5 VR or PS5R V for 5.
No, don't be doing any of this.
Persona re-release at this point.
Yeah, I think PSVR 2 is probably the safest bet. Don't do this Xbox Series X where I don't even know which Xbox is which one. Like, don't make it confusing. I mean, that's not that bad. That's actually better than what Xbox names their stuff. But still, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers work. Let's use the regular numbers.
Or if they came up with something
a
catchy,
cool name,
like Quest, or like Rift or something. It's like
like a name.
A name for that product.
Yeah, but look what happened to Vita. It's like, why did they call it Vita? But also with Sony at this point, I'm pretty sure if they announce a PSVR 2, what they're really announcing is PlayStation Vita Revision 2.
There you go. Yeah, the acronym lines up. So there you
Absolutely.
go.
Shout out to Scott Jesco, PSN, Harry Fella, the PSVR Game Cat for life. 5 quid donation says, hi Brian, Dave, AJ, Game Cats. Been loving Hitman. It's my game of the year. Well, it's only January. I've only had time to play one game so far. Yeah, me too. This year. What do you think will be yours? I'm wondering if he's here for the show or if we're talking to future Scott Jesco when he gets home from work. But either way, I think it's going to be hard to beat Hitman for Game of the Year. I know we're early on. We got some recency bias going on, but holy crap, man. Fucking amazing game. And it's also hard to separate it for me from like the rest of the trilogy because, when you load up Hitman 3, I'm playing Hitman 1 and 2 on occasion. It's right there. It's all feels like part of the package, once you buy 1 and 2. 1 and 2 feel like really expensive DLC at this point, And so like the Hitman trilogy currently is my game of the year.
Yeah, I mean, what else is in competition at this point? Nothing that I can speak on reliably.
Brain Beats?
We can say maybe some game coming out later, like maybe Sniper Elite is somehow going to be better than this game. I don't think it will be, but anything could happen, right? So I can't. I mean, Hitman trilogy kicks ass in VR. It is the best game that's come out this year by a mile. I don't know if that'll last till December. I hope it does. Because this game kicks ass. Or actually, no, I hope it doesn't.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah, I typically that's the thing, right?
I don't think
it's usually good when there's a new game that comes along and is like, whoa, we had no idea this was going to be as good. I didn't think Hitman was going to be as good as it actually is, but or I wasn't sure. I was hopeful, but I was very cautiously optimistic. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Maybe if like something's gonna have to surprise us. That's the only way that's gonna happen after the fall, or some random new AAA studio decides to announce a VR version of the game. Maybe whatever Impulse Gear is working on.
I'm 100%
compared
with
to
you
the
guys. Absolutely.
compared
I
to
hope
the
it's not.
other games that we know that are coming out, that's a tough one, man, because that's a big studio to compete against. So we'll see what happens. Who knows?
So if we have so many more tips to get through, guys,
All right,
we're
let's
never
do
going to do the show. We're never going to get to the show.
Yeah, we're getting through the show.
I know. Robbie B, the English Game Cat, with £5 says, just to bring up Hitman again, that club in Berlin, I was literally throwing shapes walking down the stairs towards the DJ booth.
Nice.
Crazy good. And then he's got
is that throwing shapes? I've never heard that before.
He's got the little disco man doing his little,
nice.
But that's probably the best you can do. I just guessed what throwing shapes was. I figured like O shape.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
One of these.
Are you O shaping, bro?
He's YMCA.
Bro, do you even O
YMCA
shape?
this shit.
Yeah, no, that club is ridiculous. And I will say that as cool as the club itself is, you get in, there's so many people around, whatever. It's like, I love being outside. Like the way that stage begins, it's like, it feels creepy. It feels like you're about to start a horror level because that gas station is all by itself. I'm like, I don't even know why we started so far away from the club, but it was a great introduction for that level. Just
there's a hidden ending too to that level, a hidden escape path, which if you're a fan of I can't say anything, but if you're a fan of the X-Files, you might like it.
Ooh, I'm a fan of the X-Files. I'm gonna like it.
Me too.
AJ, why don't you take Ben Schroeder's tip, because I think you're gonna do the voice better than I am.
All right, Ben Schroeder with the $5 donation says, "Excellent work without parole. The money has been wired to your account."
I think he wanted you to do the voice because it's in quotes like "excellent work without parole. The money has been wired to your account."
I didn't actually I didn't screen it before I read it. I was waiting. I was reading it, waiting for like some voice, and I didn't see it. So you thought wrong, Brian.
I'm thinking it's like coming over radio. It's like, excellent work. The money's been wired to your account.
We need perfected insanity for that shit. He is
so
so good at that.
Oh, right.
Diana Burnwood delivery, like, good work, Agent 47. I'll leave you to prepare, or whatever that sort of.
I mean, I do like two voices. I do like Bane, and I don't even know if I do.
Well, from now on, guys, if you put something in quotes, AJ is just going to read it in the Bane voice.
I do Bane. Excellent work without parole.
Oh my God.
The money has been wired to your account.
Shout out to Red Rover, the effing Game Cat, with another $5 donation. Says, "How about PSVR as well?" Instead of PSVR 2.
Yeah.
I think
PSVR as well.
Right. I think they should.
PSVR 2 TOO.
Yeah, I think they should go the Teen Wolf route.
It is Diana Burnwood. See, I was right.
Nice.
It's supposed to be Diana Burnwood.
Excellent. All right, guys, before we get another tip, let's move on to the next story.
All right. So we had an article from VR Focus about it actually is from Peter Graham over there at VR Focus, and says The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners revenue exceeds $29 million in first year. So, for all those people that, say PSVR is dead, or VR is dead, VR can't make any money, we're starting to see lots of games, in fact, be very profitable over the last year, over the last couple years. We see it more and more. And this is just something you love to see. You love to see a game, especially with as good as Saints and Sinners. And to be honest with you, not to knock their marketing, but I really feel like this was really like done by a lot of word of mouth, just from players and stuff. I think their marketing did a pretty good job overall, but I feel like this game just had such a push from the gaming community, and just remember just constantly when Saints and Sinners coming out, and then everybody telling their friends about Saints and Sinners. It's just, it's great to see that this game is really successful.
Yeah, and we've got Tiffany in the chat. GamerChick13, the Pepsi Cat. Everybody shower praise on her. She's solely responsible for that game.
She developed the entire game herself.
All by
the team over at Skydance.
Yep. Sorry, Mark.
Put it together by hand, painstakingly. So give her some love there.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show, man. Like if you make an awesome game, then people are going to pay attention. You know, it helps that it has the Walking Dead name attached to it. But if it was called,
Yeah.
you know, Zombies Are Scary, Saints and Sinners, I mean, I think everybody would have been singing its praises just as much. So
It would have been a lot more work to get people to get their foot in the door.
Yep.
Like when you have an established franchise and everyone can say it's an incredible game, that's a hit right there. But if you have an incredible game that has an unwieldy name like that, or something that doesn't have any brand awareness with people, like, we could have easily seen a game this good sell not even $1 million worth of copies.
Right.
That stuff is important sometimes, but I love to, why not leverage these big IPs that people love to get their foot in the door? Like, it's a good way to do things, I think, at this stage of the game.
I think you make a good point, man. There's certainly a bunch of great games that have not gotten the love they deserve. So, so it's unfortunate, actually. I like as great as this news is, it does make me think about all the other games that we really love that just didn't sell more than 10,000-20,000 copies.
Well, again, I think this has to do with the game itself, the quality, the depth of it, the innovation and creativity that went in behind it. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of different types of gamers out there. Some, you got to keep in mind, there were people that didn't even play this game yet because they're like, zombies, Walking Dead, not a fan. And they kind of assume that, but then they don't realize that, oh no, there's like this full-fledged, like, amazing game behind it and stuff. And for the types of players that just like to just roam around, spend a lot of time in VR and just like, I saw like posts on Reddit and stuff where people are just sitting there like putting a knife onto a gun and like shooting it up into the air and trying to stuff. Like, the people that spend the time like that, there's so many options for so many different play styles and stuff. But the physics that this game had too, like, it just did so many things right. And like, yeah, I'm just really happy to see that it was as successful as it's being shown, and I can't wait to see what's next.
When's that PS5 patch coming?
Yeah, when are you guys doing patch. Mission Impossible?
We gave you the money.
So guys,
give it to us.
I want you guys all to go to Skydance, their website. Skydance Interactive is the video game branch, but just Skydance Media. Look them up. They have their fingers in so many cool IPs. Like Mission Impossible is the one I always bring up, but there's so many of them, and I think we should just keep bugging them constantly. Like, make this game.
Where's Archangel 2? I want Archangel 2.
Oh, you'll never see Archangel 2 now that this game came out. All we're going to get from this point on is Walking Dead Saints and Sinners 2, Walking Dead Saints and Sinners 3, Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Gaiden. It's going to be nothing but fucking Saints and Sinners from this point on. So, but keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming. We fucking love it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, big congrats, guys. Big congrats to the whole team out there. Love y'all. All right, so moving on. We heard an update about Moose Life. Your Long Shadows reminded me of this last week, and I said, I'll save this for this week because we had kind of already had a full show. But Moose Life, for those who don't know, is Jeff Minter's next game. Let me pull up his Twitter here. What's his Twitter?
It already has VR support on PC. Guys,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stream this. I'm gonna stream this on my channel. If this is coming to PSVR, I'm gonna buy this right now, and later I'll stream this.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Jeff Minter created Polybius. He made Minotaur Arcade Volume 1. These are very like retro arcade style games, and they look awesome in VR. Polybius is so cool.
Just to give you some context too, if you guys are older gamers, I know a lot of people have been gaming for a long time, started with really old systems. This is the guy who not only made those PSVR games that AJ mentioned, but he made like Tempest 2000 or something like that, like really classic games that he still retains the style of in these VR games. And when you said Moose Life, it didn't click, but now I remember this, and I didn't even realize it was out on PC already. Do we have a date?
No date yet, but he said recently that they are like in certification process.
They passed certification.
Like
They've
passed certification.
Yeah.
So this is something we're going to be receiving pretty soon. And to those who are seeing the gameplay on the screen and think that maybe it looks simple or something, at its core, it's simple gameplay. It's simple arcade gameplay. But when you have this in VR and these colors are flying all around you and stuff, it is it's pretty trippy, man. It is. wild.
And the one thing to keep in mind too is his are some of the very few games that actually run at 120 frames a second, 120
Correct.
hertz, and they look so smooth and they're so
Yeah.
fast moving.
They have great sound
so-
effects and soundtracks.
Yeah, it's just
too.
it hits that classic arcadey little. All the noises, like AJ said, the sound effects are it's a nostalgia trip, and it's
Yeah.
just so weird and colorful. It pops in VR really well, and if it's like the other ones, it will run
Nice.
at 120, unlike most games on PS4.
Yeah,
So
dude,
it's
I've been
pretty
playing
good
Jeff Minter games since like I was born. On the Commodore 64, he had like Attack of the Mutant Camels, I believe. And then he was definitely responsible for Tempest 2000, which got on Jaguar here. And then actually this is a Jeff Minter 2-pack, Attack of the Mutant Camels
shit.
and
Oh, nice.
Simon C just pointed that out.
2112. So really good stuff, guys. Get a Jaguar.
Good stuff, man.
Jaguar's awesome.
If you haven't checked out
following
Polybius,
Moose Life right now,
nice.
I'm so excited.
Nice. If you haven't checked out Polybius, you definitely need to check it out. The music is so good, and like I get asked to play Polybius a lot on my Saturday night live streams, and man, it is always just sensory overload. And it's so fast and so colorful. It is just like wow. It's basically puts you in a trance.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously Polybius was like that urban legend about this game in the 80s, this arcade game that was causing kids to like, have seizures and go kill themselves and stuff. And it was like this whole Men in Black conspiracy thing. And so it's really awesome that Jeff Minter like took that and actually delivered on something that looks like it could be from the era that would make you have fucking weird thoughts or something that kind of feels like the government's doing experiments on you. Like he took that mythos and like ran with it, and I think he did a great job.
Yeah.
I'm curious about Moose Life because honestly, like the Minotaur arcade that he did with God, what was it?
Something up.
Goat Up.
And Grid Runner.
Thank you.
Runner and
Grid
Goat Up.
Runner, yeah.
Yep.
Right.
I liked Grid Runner better, but AJ, you got into Goat Up, right?
I was excited about Goat Up, but then I ended up getting way more into Grid Runner when
Grid
I
Runner
played.
is a
Same
better
here.
game, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this
but-
looks more Polybius-y.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like you're moving fast in a
I
straight.
love
Particle
the
effects
mechanic
nonstop.
of how the moose is on the bottom, and then there's like the anti-gravity thing where then it's upside down. That was like one of my favorite mechanics in Mega Man 3 from Gravity Man. So
I knew it was going to be Mega Man. I was going to say Castle of Illusion, but whatever.
it's been way too long since I've been able to reference Mega Man. It was long.
It's been weeks.
Almost all the
weeks.
reviews on Steam are positive.
Good.
Everybody's
Nice.
recommending it. I don't see any on the first page of reviews. At least they're all thumbs up. So this sounds like it's going to be another hit from old Jeff. If this is your kind of thing, I mean, this is very specific. Some people will bounce off this real quick.
Sounds
You can
like
also-
it's going
this
to
shit's
be
great.
another.
You can also follow him on Twitter if you want to see video clips.
Yeah,
of
he's always posting
sheep
farm life.
farm life. Yeah.
Yeah, he certainly.
Nice.
I don't think he's
Straight.
aware that his. I mean, I'm sure he's aware that his followers are all video gamers. I'm curious to know what he thinks, like we think of his
I don't think
farm
he
animal
cares.
obsession.
I think
Probably
he's
doesn't care.
I think he's an older guy too, and like certain older people,
Yeah.
I think use social media in a way where it's like literally just anything that they feel like talking about or posting, they're just going to post it.
Pretty much.
And so, like, I don't think that he has in his mind like, oh, I better stick to video game stuff. And from what I've seen of his personal feed, like video games are part of his life, but he cares just as much about those livestock as he does about any video game. So I think it makes sense for him to be posting that stuff.
Yeah.
And you can tell. I mean, everything he makes is like Goat Up or moose thing. It's like all tied in with his obsession
Minotaur.
with this
Right.
with livestock and creatures and animals and stuff.
Ali
Really
Naki,
interesting guy.
Ali Nakui, I hope I pronounced that right. Probably Naki says acid feels like this.
Yeah, that's what people were saying in the Steam reviews. They were like, "You don't need drugs. This is drugs."
Yeah, Polybius is definitely reminiscent of my acid days for sure. I can't imagine playing it on acid, but maybe one day before I die. Who knows?
Somebody in our community has done that. I guarantee you.
Absolutely. I want to play through Resident Evil 7 on hallucinogens, but that's from my past. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. So
All right. So moving on, really looking forward to that. Definitely, hopefully, if it already has the VR support, Dave will be streaming that. So make sure you go
Either
check
tonight
out
or
Dave Station VR to get some impressions. All right. So real quick, Angry Pigs and I'm sorry, that's what I wrote down. Angry Birds, Isle of Pigs. Got a quick update. We're just going to run through this real quick.
I think we're back.
All right. So, anyways, Angry Birds, Isle of Pigs.
You had a chance to correct yourself. You had, like, for the first time ever on a live show, you had a redo, and you still didn't get it right. That's hilarious.
But no, it got a quick update. This feels like they had this planned in the past for the Halloween thing, and then never finished it, and then just kind of added it last second. Hello, Carlos. So yeah, I honestly, you have to unlock 3 other worlds to get to it. So I tried streaming it in the Discord. I lost my patience because like I think it's a solid game. I think it's fine, but Angry Birds is just not for me. I
like the VR one, but it's not anything that compelled me to keep playing it or to go back and reinstall it after something like this. And like, I don't know, I was getting Carlos, so you might have said this already, but like a Halloween stage at the end of January, like who fucked up the timeline on this thing? Some producer out there is like, don't fire me, it'll be done eventually. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were actually probably a lot of games that were meant for Halloween that didn't get pushed out until now. I mean, this update came out in Halloween, around the Halloween time, right? Or soon after, or soon before.
Yeah, it was like the first of the 4 stages.
It actually was like early October.
Right. And so, I think, every studio is having development problems with COVID and whatnot. So I think they probably were only able to get so many stages out. And then they were like, as Dave said, we'll get the rest out eventually. But I think there were plenty of other, scary games in the works, that kind of stuff that missed Halloween completely. And they're probably wondering what the best move is right now. Like, do you just push it out at the end of January, or do you actually wait until the beginning of October and just lose money on a daily basis? That's got to be a tough call.
I mean, it's kind of like the movie industry. Like, there's only certain times a year they want to release stuff. So, like, if it gets thrown off a little bit, they'll just push it back, like, to the following summer entirely.
Yeah. Ben Schroeder says,
with a game like that, I don't know.
Ben Schroeder says, I'm extremely down for Halloween games year round, and I'm 100% all about that, man. He's like, nice. I need scary games constantly. I look forward to October all year long. And then November 1st rolls around and I'm fucking disappointed. I'm like, oh, that wasn't as good as I wanted to be. There weren't as many scary movies as I wanted. Weren't as many scary video games. So just bring them out year round, man. It's like there's definitely a whole population of us that want it to be Halloween constantly.
All right, so moving on, PokerStars, you guys, showed up on the PSN store today. But
teasing us. It's just teasing us there.
It said it had the release date of today, but didn't actually let you download it. So yeah, we knew that release was imminent. Likely something got mixed up, and yeah, we should still be getting the game, of course, but hopefully. But from what I've seen of this game, it has a lot more to offer than just poker.
Oh, it's great. PokerStars is one of my most played games on the Quest. A lot of the game cats are in there almost every night, or for a while we were. We still play every now and then. But like we've said, I think we've discussed on the show before, there's a lot of interactable VR stuff that you can get. Like last night we were playing with somebody who bought a drone that has a remote control, and you can just control the drone and fly it around and shoot people and blow up stuff while people are playing poker.
Wow.
You can like light cigars off of the drone's gunfire, I think. Like, there's all this cool stuff you can do in the game. But there's a lot of tables to go on. Like, you can set the limits for yourself. You can make it private or public, set up a room with your friends. And you really don't have to spend much money in there. Like, it's free to play. And if you want to get a head start, you can spend like $5 to get an initial, like, beginner's pack. If it's the same pricing scale they have on other platforms, which I assume it'll be. But I don't think, I mean, we were holding out hope that maybe it would still come today. I think the fact that Upload VR pulled their article about that it was coming out today probably means there was some hiccup, and it might be like next week. It might be like some other
could be tomorrow
time.
Right?
I did add it to my wish list, so hopefully I'll get a notification. I've never put anything on my wish list on PlayStation before, but if it ever shows up, hopefully it'll ding me or something.
Yeah.
Brian sent me a cool picture of the features earlier. It's got poker, blackjack, and slots.
Yeah.
And it
Go to the slots, you lose all your money. But
one of the coolest things that I saw was the exotic locales. It has the environments are like medieval castle, cyber apartment, evil volcano lair, the galaxy space station. These rooms for the poker table look awesome. That is what I like to see, man.
Dude, they're gorgeous. Like, so there's a lot of environmental stuff going on in the background too. Like, say for instance, you go to the Macau level. It's called Macau 2050.
Right.
It's at this luxurious resort hotel. There's like a infinity pool surrounding you, and there's like giant blimps going by the cityscape, and like pretty well rendered, like full on, neon 2050 China cityscape. And then you go into places like you said, the medieval castle is really cool. There's like chickens running around outside, and it's really, really detailed. Galactic one is like sitting on a Star Trek bridge, and there's like, you look up and it's glass walls everywhere, so you can see the whole, outside. They're really, really nice levels. They put so much polish into this game for a free game. I think people will be really impressed. I didn't even care about poker, and now I like playing poker in this game. Like, it's great.
Well, yeah, it'll be really fun with the cats, man.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna have a dedicated Game Cat poker night. Shout out to Hugh Guyver with the Australian $10 donation, saying pizza, 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 money, 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 PSVR without parole, fire, 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 cousin Max is high, etc., etc., etc. Fist bump to you. Dude,
shout out to cousin Max.
Thank you so much, Hugh Guyver. We love you so much. Yeah, this is going to be incredible. The only thing they need to add to this game now is a fucking revolver, so that we don't need bullet roulette anymore.
They have a revolver. You can use a revolver.
But can you play bullet roulette in PokerStars?
Russian roulette.
Yeah, we need Russian roulette in this game, and then it'll have everything we need, and we'll never need another game ever again.
I think it's got a similar thing to where, like, you can shoot stuff in the environment, like you can shoot a gong or something, or shoot the water and it'll make a plop sound, or stuff like that. Shoot props. But if you shoot it at a person, it becomes confetti, because they're trying to keep it, you know,
PG.
Well, you can smoke cigars and drink beer and all kinds of other stuff.
Though, isn't it?
You're gambling. So
at what point does it become PG-13? Yeah.
I mean, you have to be 18 to gamble.
I think the Game Cat interactions will definitely bring it up to adults only.
Oh, it's NC-17 for sure.
Excellent.
If you're hanging out with us.
Yeah, be prepared.
Exciting stuff, though. I hope to see all you guys in there. Like I said, we can get up to 8 people in a room together. We can have multiple Game Cat rooms going, probably. It'll be a lot of fun.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Very excited to get that. Hopefully it'll come out soon. If not tomorrow, then very, very soon. I can't imagine. Like, I'm still refreshing the page every so often. It still has the January 28th release date. It says released, released January 28th, 2021. And just waiting for it to actually be able to be downloaded. So hopefully
we have seen this kind of stuff before, though. It's not the first time in the world a game got a listing, said it was coming out, and then everyone's like, "What? How come?"
When was that? What else we have?
I mean, there's been ones that came out for like a half second, and then they pulled them because they weren't supposed to be out, like Roller Coaster Tycoon VR or whatever the fuck that thing was. Yeah. That terrible game.
Roller Coaster Joyride, maybe. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon Joyride. Yeah. I think that's the name. But I feel like this isn't the first time that we've seen like strong indication that a game's coming out, articles saying that a game's coming out.
Trophy list, yeah.
It's people saying, "Hey, this is coming out today," and then you look on the store and just nothing shows up, and you're just like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So I guess we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Mustard Custard says strip poker.
You can't strip in this one, although you can get a lot of cool cosmetic stuff to put on your face.
You can say you're stripping, be like, "I'm only wearing my boxers now."
Which, and I have to give a special shout out. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, in all fairness, that's kind of how I play every VR game. It's like, you can't see me. Why wouldn't I be in my boxers? Just saying.
Just went from NC-17 to X, I think. Is that how it goes? Is X above? I don't know. I do want to give a quick shout out actually to Wonder Rob, who the other night noticed that there's this thing in PokerStars right now. Hopefully they'll extend this to us when we get it, where if you buy some of the cosmetic kind of currency that you can spend real money on, you can give that same amount to a friend. It's like a buy one, get one. You get a full gift. So I was kind of joking around that I wanted this samurai mask, and it was like $18 worth of in-game currency. Like, I was joking entirely. And he was like, check your gift box. And I was like, oh, fuck. And now I have an incredible samurai mask. So
Nice.
thank you, Wonder Rob, if you see this. I love my mask.
Very cool.
Hell yeah,
Very
Wonder
cool.
Rob.
AJ, what's our next story?
Our next story, we got a new video update from Strange Game Studios, actually, about RC Airplane Challenge. And we've got some good news regarding what's going on with that. Actually, you should be pulling up the footage right now. And yeah, don't you have a little bit of news for us on this, Brian?
I should be pulling up the footage. Is that my
Yeah.
roll around here?
That is your role.
But my hands are up
your
here.
role.
How is that video playing down there? Yeah, this is new footage.
I don't want to know. I
we had-
don't
we-
want to know.
We had hey man, very talented in many ways. We had new footage for the PSVR award show, which looked really nice, and you get to see you're flying through rings and dropping bombs and stuff on targets, some pilot wingsy sort of things. But this footage that he dropped, I want to say yesterday, looks so much better. The terrain has much better textures. The water looks nice. The environments look way more fleshed out. Everything just looks way better. The first person mode. I'm assuming this is the non-VR version he's showing here. But man, it's I'm excited for this game.
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Strange Game Studios is in the chat.
What's up, Reg?
Now that we've mentioned RC Airplane Challenge, I need to watch this new video. Is that
It's looking really nice and polished.
Is that in your email, AJ? You didn't put it in the email.
I
You said all the
tweeted
links
it,
are in
Dave.
there.
So make sure you follow me at
Follow
Parole
you on
Games.
Twitter. Why would I do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you would. So, but also the thing about this is that while it looks like a fun little single player experience, I think the real joy we're going to get out of this thing is when it comes to PSVR. By then, it's like going into early access soon. But by the time it gets to PSVR at the end of February, the beginning of March, rough release window there, it's going to have 16v16 multiplayer. Shoot each other down out of the skies. Guys, this is what Strange Games is known for. The very
Multiplayer.
Yeah, multiplayer is amazing in Honor and Duty D-Day, and I can only imagine how much fun it's going to be to fly around in RC airplanes and shoot each other down.
Knowing Reggie, it's going to have HOTAS support and any kind of control input you could imagine that actually works. And also, Reggie, if you wanted to, I see you're releasing an early access pretty soon. I'd love to stream this on my channel if you I'll get in touch with you about it, but I'd love to show this off on PC before we get on PSVR. That looks really cool.
I know you. Yeah, I agree, Brian. Back in the day when everyone was like, multiplayer is hard, like we can't do it, like we're having issues. Reggie's out here just silent, just quietly with his head down, releasing games. The first game with 5v5 multiplayer, the first game with 16 on 16 multiplayer, with Honor and Duty arcade edition, and then Honor and Duty D-Day. Just quietly, kind of like breaking barriers there. And the multiplayer sounds great, especially like 16 people chaos and stuff. That sounds like a lot of fun. I do like, one of my favorite things about Eagle Flight though was this flying through the rings kind of challenge. I've always liked those kinds of games in VR. So I'm really interested to see that mode as well, like the trying to thing. And then of course there might be like some free explore mode where you can just kind of cruise around. But I'm really excited to check this out. It is looking very nice and polished. He says he did a lot of work on revamping the graphics, and it shows, Reg.
Do you guys remember Pirate Flight?
I was just about to I almost mentioned Pirate Flight.
I was going to make some dumb joke like, well, the bar's pretty high because we got Pirate Flight. I remember that because people on Reddit like tore into me saying I was like some kind of shill for saying it was okay for kids and it was a cheap game and it was fine or whatever.
It was inspired by Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, I thought it was
Give
fine.
him a break.
Yeah, but it was also way too expensive.
It was
too expensive.
Wasn't it like 15 or $20 or something? And it should have been like a $5 game at most.
Didn't he come down on it though? And he
eventually
implemented a lot of the stuff we said. We said you got to take off this, and this comfort wise.
Oh, it had blinders.
Yeah, and then you could do barrel rolls or whatever the real name for it is. And so once that game was patched, it really kind of threw your stomach for a loop when you would when you would spin or turn, and I loved that. I was like, so I'm actually hoping to get that same. We got to get this trailer out of here. This game looks fucking terrible.
I'm seeing the footage for Pirate Flight now.
Yeah, I'm bringing up
I 100%ed that game. You know, if you're new to VR, it was like okay, maybe for kids and stuff too, but for an experienced gamer, no, it wasn't. I was really hoping it was going to be like Diddy Kong Racing or something, and it wasn't even close.
I mean, it was one of those where like you start playing and then you beat every single level as you play it, and then 20-30 minutes later you've beaten every level and you've never even come in second place and been like, oh, why did I just pay $15 for that? It's like you never go back. There's never a reason to play it again. This obviously is going to have some replayability and it looks pretty.
Adds everything.
Yeah. So keep it up, Reg, man, and keep the updates coming. Reg said, he said, if you want to consider this like a Kickstarter for Honor and Duty Steampunk. He's like, basically, if you give me money for this, I can continue making Steampunk. He's like, but instead of getting nothing while you wait for your game, you get an RC airplane challenge game
as a Kickstarter. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal, man.
Buy Reggie's game so he can keep making games. I like it.
Most Kickstarters are give us a bunch of money and
and cross your fingers.
You'll one day get something in the mail 5-7 years from now
if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
Right.
So getting a game is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, good luck on that. Can't wait to see more on it.
All right, guys. What do we got next?
So one of the big things to happen this week, gentlemen, maybe even the biggest news this week, I want to say, part of the biggest news. No Man's Sky, the thumbnail, Brian's attempt at a thumbnail there. It is time to talk about.
It's one of the nicer things he said about your thumbnail.
I know. I'm really.
What you can get.
If anybody's interested in being a co-host on PSVR GamesCast Live, please submit your application, your resume to withoutparole@gmail.com.
I thought I could get away with it.
These guys have seen enough airtime. It's time to move on. It's time for the next generation of Gamescasters.
Oh man, dude. So one of the things for a year and a half now, everybody's been asking for is, No Man's Sky was one of my favorite games on PlayStation 4. That and Bloodborne and No Man's Sky, two favorite games. Probably could give some love to Rocket League and Nier Automata as well. But I see this tip and I already know what's coming. But yeah, so we've been asked for a pro patch. I said by summertime, if we didn't see one, we should probably expect that to be a PS5 thing. And lo and behold, they actually finally did it, you guys, and added a significant resolution increase to this game.
Shout out to Donatello, the scientist game cat, with a $10 donation, who says, "Oh my God, No Man's Sky looks so good."
I thought we decided that if it was in quotation marks, AJ was going to read it in the Bane.
Do you know why he says that? Do either one of you know why he says that?
Well, because everybody had those. Every time it got patched, they were like, "Oh my God, the update made everything look so much better." People had the placebo effect every time, right? Is that what you're talking about?
No, they're making fun of me. Well, because, and they're right about this.
4.5 hours of, oh my God, guys, this looks so good. Oh my God, look how sharp. Okay. I can see the detail on my gloves.
I didn't realize I was doing this, but I was getting compared to the double rainbow guy. There's some viral video on YouTube about a guy that was freaking out about a double rainbow. Mm-hmm. And
how do I do that? I'm actually familiar.
I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it, man, because it looks so good. I could stare at anything in the game, and I was just like, oh my God. And I looked at a little bit of the footage back, and you still, even though you see the graphical improvement on the resolution increase and stuff, and the more detail, you don't see how big these things I'm looking at are. Like this Diplo, this dinosaur that I ran into, like, it was huge to me, and on the screen it looked like, I don't know, pretty big, but not even close. But yeah, man.
Shout out to X Pacer X with the $5 donation. Says, reporting for duty. Apparently you guys are out. X Pacer X is in. Sorry.
All right.
I gotta basically just double down on what AJ is saying here. I only played for about an hour. That's all I had time for this week. But holy crap, man, that is. It does look incredible. I I'm just kind of floored. I'm assuming that the reason, I know a lot of people are like upset that they're like, well, where's the PlayStation 4 Pro patch? Why, why doesn't this improve things on PlayStation 4 Pro?
Right.
And my simple answer is probably that it's like this was just easier because there's way more horsepower with the PlayStation 5. And so if you're going to push out a patch that's like, it's like, oh, we can do this and it's not going to take as much work. Fucking push it out. I think utilizing the power of the PlayStation 4 Pro, which is less, is going to take some time. I don't know if they're going to do it, but at least there's something to look forward to. Like if you're getting a PlayStation 5 in the future.
Yes.
But holy crap, man! Like this really does show between this and Hitman. It feels like someone out there cracked the code in the last month or two. They were like, oh yeah, no, we got this whole PSVR thing figured out. As it turns out, it doesn't have to ever be blurry. Here you go. Here are all your games, and they look fantastic. I was like, what the fuck? It took you 4 years? It's like we need some patches. So, but yeah, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I just need to figure out how to play it because I jumped back in, and I was like, oh my god, I've forgotten how to play this game. Not that I was ever good at it to begin with, but man, it is pretty daunting, and it had been a long time since I played it. So, but I was loving remembering how to play it, loving all the interactions, and yeah, I am actually going to get back into this game very, very soon.
Good. I've been waiting on you. Because it's incredible, man. Now there is one drawback. Let's get this negative out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
that was
crashes
gonna be
a
my
lot.
thing. I didn't get to say anything yet. I was going to be the negative guy.
Well, save your negativity because this is a glorious day. No.
Then why do you get to
It
do
crashes. No, but it does crash a lot. Like it's not even just like it occasionally crashes. Like everybody I've talked to is like, yeah, every hour
It crashes
minimum.
constantly. I've barely gotten to play it at all because it's crashing the whole time. It looks great,
Yeah.
but they need to fix it. So as
They
beautiful
will.
and gorgeous as this thing looks now, it's not all sunshine and roses. They
It
broke
is.
it in
It
a lot of
really
ways
is.
too. It's not. It crashes. So I loaded it up. AJ, I loaded it up. The first experience I had, I was in a space station, right? I was going to hop on my ship, go fly to a planet, whatever. I grabbed the handle to open my ship. Game crashes. I had been loaded in for literally 2 seconds. The first action I performed crashed the game. And that kind of shit kept happening to me over and over again. So I'm just saying, like,
The reason I'm defending it.
expect problems. Like, go in with an open mind and be like, this is exciting. But know that once you get a few minutes of that beautiful vision in, you're going to have to go back to the blue screen and restart the whole game and get back in and make sure you saved and all this kind of shit. So they do need to fix that. They really do. But overall, graphically, it's a huge improvement, obviously. The menus look better. All the text in everything, like on your ship and stuff, is so much clearer. And obviously, like, the draw distance looks a lot better. They're still popping. Like, it's not perfect. It's not like full gamer PC specs or anything, but it's pretty goddamn good. So,
every single update, Dave, every single big update that has come out, I have played extensively because that has been the one thing keeping me back. With the blur and stuff, it had been pushing me to come back and play several more hours, and every single update has some kind of crash, some kind of bugs, and within a couple days they get rid of it. So I'm not gonna, if it's like months from now and it still hasn't been fixed, then I'm gonna be like being like throwing a fit. But right now, I understand that it's frustrating that it is unplayable
I'm
for
not
some
throwing
people.
a fit. I'm just saying that
I'm just saying I would
right now. Just like, if you guys are loading this up on your PS5 tonight, just know it's not going to be all smooth sailing.
Right.
What I love about this, though, is just the layers of detail that it adds to this game. It makes the lighting improve. I was, really, I said all this on my stream. I did a 4.5 hour stream. Probably could have kept going, but it was like I had never seen these details on my ship before that I was able to see for the first time on the sides of buildings. These textures going around, stuff like there was a purple bush. I was looking at a purple bush for like 20 seconds, and I'm just like, this purple bush looks amazing.
Sophie the Kitten Yoshi Game Cat with the $5 Canadian says, oh my god, look at this bush. This purple bush. Oh my god.
She was already roasting you about it before you even
Wow.
got to it.
Thank you so much for the donation and roasting, AJ. Anytime you can possibly do that, you get my support. Also, K
I've been
Panic, the
getting
graphically dynamic game cat with the $3 donation says, RIP Double Rainbow Guy, though, died of COVID. I don't. Is if that's true, then holy shit, man.
No, the chat has decided he did not die of COVID.
All right. Well, the
But
the
he's
rest
dead.
of the chat didn't
He's
tip,
dead.
so they don't get a voice, I guess.
I'm keeping an eye on them.
Shout out to Red Rover, the effing Game Cat, with the $5 donation. Says, "Oh my God, look at that grass, guys! The grass is so sharp." So
This is basically 4.5 hours of me doing.
you know what?
This.
I think we need to chop up that 4.5 hour video, stitch it together into about a 3-minute video, and just make fun of AJ. It's just gonna be all of these little clips. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Everything looks amazing. This is great. I can't. Yeah, we're gonna definitely do that. You know,
Somebody's
Do it,
gonna
man.
do that.
I
in the
don't
chat.
care.
I know
I don't care. I wear this like a badge of honor because it's just amazing, man. It's so amazing, and the game. This was already one of my favorite games of all time, and now I get to play it in VR the way I originally wanted to, and it's just absolutely incredible. I mean, last night I was. You know what it is? It's the combination of up until the point till we've gotten this patch. They've also been improving just the biomes and stuff. They've been improving the detail, the variety of everything. So like getting this patch basically just like unveiled it all at once. All of these updates, all of these everything that we've kind of been somewhat missing out on to some degree visually, I would say. All of this just came out at once, and I literally meant it. I saw some other people saying this in the chat as well, but I 100% mean it when I say it feels like I'm experiencing this in VR for the first time. It feels like I'm playing this game for the first time all over again because it just looks that much different, and it looks that good. And I wish I could show you what I'm thinking. I've got some recorded footage. That I wish I should have sent to Brian so that he could show it that I was doing last night. But I'm gonna make a compilation of some of my favorite like exploration and stuff because this game just added like another like 300 hours for me, at least.
the chat.
I guess I can't totally. I'm not trying to be negative or cynical or anything at all, but for me, like it was nice, it was cool, but it didn't reinvigorate anything in me about the game. Like. When I started playing for more than, the 2 seconds it took me to crash and got into it a little bit, I immediately was like, oh God, all these mechanics. I forgot all the mechanics. Oh God, they changed my layout on my base because they redid the terraforming and stuff, and now it's all fucked up. Oh, my power lines are disconnected. Like all this stuff, and I was like, do I really want to come back and play this right now? And for me, the graphics didn't get over that hump of like, when you leave No Man's Sky and come back to it for a patch like this, there is a big readjustment period. And for me, the graphics weren't enough to kickstart me into that full on to be like, this is so much more incredible now that I must do this. Like it's great to have. It looks definitely much better, but to me, it's not like entirely game changing. It doesn't feel like I've never played it in VR before, and this is the first time I'm playing in VR. So I think experiences may vary. Some of us get excited, some of us don't get as excited. It's
What are you trying to say, Dave? What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying it didn't. I love the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the graphics.
How much did you actually get to play without crashing?
Not much. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I think that'll change in a little bit.
Well, I mean, but if it's just about the graphics, then why would it change? It's the game.
Yeah,
I can see the graphical enhancements by playing for a little while, looking at things that I've seen before.
I guess it depends on why you play. You made your poop glass bread and you're ready to move on. I understand.
Yeah, I did. Well, once they introduce a new way to make poop and glass into something, I'm all in.
Right. Well,
that's my 300 hours.
The fact is, like, graphics aren't everything, but if it's a game you love and that you want to spend like hours and hours and hours in, like this, we were talking to Jamie out in the Discord, and he's like, Brian, can you please tell me if it's better, because I don't want to play this game. Gives me a headache if I play it for like 5 minutes. And so, there's a lot of people out there that like the blur was actually, made the game unplayable, not because it was a bad game, but it was just too blurry for people to play. And now it's dramatically improved, and so it really is going to be the first time for a lot of people out there. Red Rover, the effing Game Cat with the $2 donation, says, for the record, it was great seeing AJ so excited.
I have been very excited for the last 2 weeks, you guys. I have been so hyped. I feel like I'm high on PSVR games. Not even joking. I feel like I'm on drugs. The games have been so good. We've still got another one to talk about too.
Dude, the
after
games
this,
have been
but
so good. The news has been so good. Beat Saber update is
yeah.
right around the corner. I mean, like
Ugh.
it's out of control, man. It's been nonstop good news for like basically ever since Hitman dropped. We were like, oh,
Yeah.
it's possible that Hitman might not be good, and then Hitman came out and it was amazing, like blew us away,
Right.
exceeded expectations, and then from that point on, things got better and better and better for PSVR. And like I'm just waiting. I'm like, I'm curious to know, and PokerStars could be out tomorrow. Like it's
Probably. I mean, even Bullet Roulette was better than we were expecting.
Bullet Roulette was fun. Yeah, I mean, it's been nothing but good news for a solid 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that. And I'm a little nervous, right? Because I'm like, is this the momentum that 2021 is going to have, or next month, the month after, is going to be March and April? We look back and go, remember that? Remember that awesome week in January we had? It's like, these are the two ways that this year could go. But right now we were on a solid trajectory and things are going really, really well. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
There's a couple. If I had some actual like little criticisms of the patch, I'd still like to see them do an update for the surface of the water or do something with the water. I've heard the water. Nick Mulo, I played with him last night, and he was telling me like the water on the PS5 version looks really good. They didn't actually update the water in this update. Everything else looks better except and it's not like underwater. I mean, it's like literally just the surface of the water has like some bad looking pixels on it and stuff. Little blurry white shimmery pixels. So I would like to see them update that. Like my man in here, that was talking about fixing like the boost. There's a little tiny tweaks that are still needed, but for somebody that like me who just loves to endlessly explore in this game, go look at all the trees and the animals and just everything that all the different worlds. There's still so much I have yet to see that I want to see, because this is a big game and it just keeps going and going and going. I haven't even seen like some of my favorite worlds yet that I've got bookmarked. But this was just for so many reasons such a big deal to me. Huge for owning a PS5. One of the first we've had some of these games that got patches. We had Blood and Truth got an update, and it was cool, but it was like Blood and Truth already looked good. This is for me like best case scenario where we see a big game that was really blurry or had some kind of issue.
It needed an update. Like Blood and Truth didn't need an update. This needed an update. Yeah.
Right. And it's just awesome to see. This is the first one that actually made, well, I guess technically there's Dreams and Star Wars Squadrons, but those weren't patches. You know what I mean?
Right.
This was the first post-launch PS5 game or PS4 update, whatever you want to call it, PS5 patch that significantly like made a big change in this game. And I want to see more of this. I want to see more games that can be improved in this way. All the way up until PS5. Again, play has no limits, right? When they said greatness awaits, there were great games coming. When they say play has no limits, I don't want any limitations. I want PS5 patches. I want eventually PSVR 2. I want it all, man. There's no reason to be like, well, maybe we should get some of it and some of it. No, give it all to us. We pay money for this thing, and we want no limits. If you're going to do that catchy slogan.
Yeah. I mean, developers aren't all going to put a PS5 patch out. Like, financially, that's totally unreasonable for 90% of the developers out there.
This was on brand for No Man's Sky.
Yeah, they do shit like this all the time. Like, they were eventually going to do this. I think we all knew they were going to do this at some level. Yeah. I think we were hoping it was a pro patch, because this really, it's exciting.
I do feel for
who is it exciting for? The very small percentage of anyone out there that has a PS5. Like, we're excited about it. We have PS5s. Some of you guys out there I know do in the community, and it's really exciting stuff. But for the general No Man's Sky owner, this update didn't change anything. So I would love to see them use a little bit of what they learned doing this and hopefully filter that back into pro if they can at some level. Because we've seen developers do that before, where they learn from doing a different project that they loop back into something they were working on before. It'll be good.
Man, I don't. Ben Schroeder has all the best comments tonight. He's crap. Where the fuck did it go? He said AJ's never been a heartbroken Vita fan.
No.
Neither have I, actually.
I've never been a handheld fan, so I had a Game Gear back in the early 90s, and that was it.
The Game Boy was great.
I didn't have a Game Boy.
Died immediately.
Yeah, Game Gear was okay. Game Gear was all right for a while.
It was cool. I liked the Game Gear. I will say the 3DS is a kick-ass console.
Yeah, I've played them since. And I realized what I was missing out on.
The Vita is incredible, guys. Even if if you gotta kind of like let go of the hope that there's gonna be tons of AAA games on Vita, but man, there's still Vita games coming out, and there's still physical Vita games coming out from PlayAsia. I mean, it is insane that they just keep pumping out physical games. The Vita's awesome. It is such a fun little handheld, and if you're a collector, there's a lot of cool stuff to collect for it. But yeah, so Sony gave up the ghost on that a little bit too early as far as first party stuff.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to clarify something real quick in the chat. LW McQuaid was asking, is the VR patch on the PS4 version, the PS5 version, or both? And I know Rody said PS5 version. It's actually the PS4 version that you install on your PS5. If you install the PS5 version of No Man's Sky, it's flat only. You can't launch VR from that one. So what you're going to want to do, and it's kind of tricky, but you have to make sure you install just the PS4 one if you want the VR, if you're on a PS5. Right. That's the only Venn diagram of where you get the improvements.
Yeah, the PlayStation 4 version played on a PS5 in VR.
Yes. So don't download the PS5 version. Skip that. Unless you want to play flat, which I'm sure looks gorgeous as well. On a.
Did
PS5,
you know if you have both versions installed, that the three little dots next to the thing that says Start Game is where you switch between the PS4 and PS5?
No,
I didn't know that. Yeah, I just learned that from Hitman 2.
I wanted to play Hitman 3 both flat and VR. So I have Hitman taking up a huge portion of my hard drive right now because I've got the PS5 and the PS4 version simultaneously installed. But yeah, you got to click those. It's not very intuitive that you got to go to those little dots and switch and stuff.
Yeah, I had no idea. I'm still learning my PlayStation 5. And who was it? Maybe someone can correct me. I think Elvert on Discord was the one who told me. I can't remember now, but somebody in Discord. So thank you, mysterious person. It's been crap. I don't think it was Albert, but I'm gonna figure it out. But thank you, whoever it was.
Albert's a knowledgeable guy.
Maybe it was Albert then. I don't know.
Yeah, man. But you got to give huge props to Hello Games here for continuing to support this game with not only the big things, but the little things too. And to be honest with you, I think they did try to do a PS4 Pro patch. I just don't think it made a significant difference. I remember them saying they did some kind of resolution thing, and it just didn't really look any different. This was the first one that was like huge. And yeah, I played about 7 hours yesterday, and I fought through the crashing, and just tried to figure out ways around the crashes, and got about 7 hours into the game yesterday. And I'm just going to be spending so much time. If it continues to crash, I'm going to wait for that first hot fix.
Yeah, I'm not letting it settle down a little bit before I get too hard into it.
Usually a couple days, and they have that hot fix ready. But my God, just absolutely stunning to walk around. This gives Farpoint a run for its money for me personally.
Yeah.
As my favorite PSVR game, I should say.
So yeah, I mean, well, this will be interesting then. The next top 25 will certainly be a fun conversation, a fun debate, because I think it was hard to kind of recommend this game before. It was like, yeah, this game is fucking incredible, but there's a huge hurdle to get over. You have to be okay being cross-eyed for hours at a time when you're playing it. But that's no longer a hurdle. Sorry, my chair's squeaking big time.
You're sitting directly sideways in it?
But I always sit sideways in it. It always squeaks during the show. Oh, yeah.
I never thought about doing that. Hold on.
It's so much more comfortable.
How are you sitting? How the fuck are you sitting?
Well, you turn the chair sideways, first of all.
Ow. Oh, my shoulder still hurts. I can't lift it up like that. All right, I'll do it again.
Spin, yeah. The other. Do you have an arm? Do you have arms on your chair?
Yeah, I got an arm right here.
Oh, yeah. It makes things way harder. I don't have arms. Yep.
I got arms.
Wow. Got legs, and you know how to use them. Excellent. Let's move on.
All right. Well, that wasn't the only exciting thing we got this week, you guys. We also got Pistol Whip 2089 update.
It's crazy to say this, but I'm actually this week right now more excited about the Pistol Whip update than I am about the No Man's Sky graphics update. I will say more later.
Okay.
Because I cut off. He didn't finish the whole news. I cut him off in the middle of it. I'm just. Oh, thanks for sharing. What do you want me to do? Not share my opinion?
No, dude.
Right,
I'm just teasing you, man. But yeah, Pistol Whip 2089 came out as a free update. It adds a action pack. This is a huge, actually, really significant update to this game because it adds like the first ever campaign storyline style thing. Yeah, why don't you guys tell us about it some more?
This is so all the Pistol Whip DLC has been free. This is by far the coolest thing they've ever done. It's to me cooler than the regular game. If there was a full game like this, I would play the fuck out of it. And I hope they release more of these DLC packages in this vein, because the way that they did the campaign cutscenes, the way that they structured it with new enemies, new weapon types, new sort of challenges to go through, and just like the level design, the music, like it's such a cool package, this campaign. And the fact that we got it for free is like kind of insane. I hope they let us pay them for DLC at some point, because they've earned it at this point. I would pay $5 for another one of these things in a second. Like the cutscenes are that sort of comic book style that I love, where you've got the depth, you've got the panes, sort of like the background, the foreground, the middle ground, and it's like
but
really
was
well
it like
done,
that
very
though?
colorful.
I felt like it was here is a black border, and then there is a flat image inside the black border.
That's
so
what I mean. It was a comic book panel.
Yeah.
And then in the panel there was depth. There were multiple planes of.
See, I didn't 3D. See that. I saw a flat panel.
If you moved your head around, you could like see. There was depth to the comic book scenes. It's kind of like, I guess, similar to what is that? Zone of the Enders did.
I gotcha.
Where it's like a flat cutscene in a box, but there is depth to it if you take a look at it. But I just thought there was a lot of style in the way they presented it. The storyline isn't anything crazy. It's not going to blow you away, but it's cool. It's like this badass guy who is stranded on this weird sci-fi planet and has to shoot everybody, get his way out of there. And there's like way more to it than I expected, as far as like being and feeling like a campaign. For this game that has been a standard rhythm shooter game, this is a big step forward. I love this fucking thing. It's got me very excited about the future of Pistol Whip, because I didn't think they could pull something like this off. This is great.
Yeah, getting back to those illustrations, there's like this narration that happens kind of during some of the levels, and it kind of bleeds into between the levels, and you get the comic book illustrations. I thought they were great because they kept reminding me of, and maybe I'm getting the artist wrong, but there was an artist back in the 90s. He's still an artist, but when I was reading Image Comics back in the day, Jay Lee was fucking incredible. And I think when I looked him up, I guess he does the darkness as well, in that stuff, and it looks right on par with what I was seeing today. The comic book style looks like something from like early 90s Image Comics, and it looks incredible, and I absolutely love it. I like the storytelling, and the whole thing just had like this Terminator, Blade Runner feel to it.
I actually got a little bit of the old like 2000 AD, like where Judge Dredd came from, like that style of comic book too. And I think Image is definitely influenced by those guys as well. But like,
absolutely,
it reminded me of that too, with that kind of gritty sort of tone and everything.
Yeah, and I will say that, I think there's 5 stages in this. So 5 new music tracks, and I think the first one blew me away. The first stage blew me away because I was like, oh man, I was like, here we go. We get this dark, gritty future. We're shooting replicants, or we're shooting, T-1000s. Fuck, I'm getting the wrong one, but it's just like all this like pretty fucking bleak future where it's like
T-800.
Is it T-800? Is that it? Thank you.
T-2000, right? T-2000, T-1000. I don't know. I think the guy in Terminator 1 is T-1000. The guy
it's a T-800.
So here,
the ones that are in, Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
So my dark secret about Terminator is that I had only seen Terminator 2 until recently, and then I just watched Terminator 1 like a couple weeks ago.
Welcome.
Yeah. No, I mean most people are like that.
But
I feel
there's also
most
like
people have seen
17
Terminator 2.
sequels after Terminator 2 that like
And no one's seen any
no
of those.
one.
Everyone's
Watch
just
this
seen
No.
Terminator 2, I guarantee.
Right.
Oh,
And so
God,
my knowledge
offended right now, you guys.
so my knowledge of the series is unfortunately way more limited than I'm sure most people's is, because like even I wasn't really paying attention when I was watching T1. But anyway, the point is I was like, this is cool, man. They're doing something different. They've got some storytelling going on here. The narration is fantastic, and they're actually doing something different. I like the new weapons; it's great. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but man, if you make it to the final level, if you've ever said, man, this is fun, but I wish they'd give each level something a little more unique in it, then you will get what you're looking for when you hit the final level.
Well,
can't
without
say
spoiling too much, I'm going to say boss fight. There's
Yeah,
a
I was going to say boss
in here.
fight. Man, the
And
boss
it's
fight was
incredible.
amazing.
It reminded me of like Star Fox for some reason. It reminded me of Bullet Hell games. It reminded me of all these great boss fights I've played in on rails shooting games.
Yeah.
And it was so good. That
the
like
build up. It had a great build up to the boss fight.
yeah, and like the stuff you had to do to get around the boss's attacks was entirely different than what you have to do to get around any other person's attacks. They introduced all those new enemy types in the preceding stages, like those turrets and stuff that shoot in different ways. That you
like machine gun turrets, yeah, for sure.
Machine gun turrets. They take away your gun for a whole level. Like it's really they're playing around a lot with what Pistol Whip is in this update, and I am very excited to see more from this developer in this franchise.
Yeah.
I want more of this. Like, even a totally different storyline. It doesn't have to be the same guy, not a sequel, anything like that. Just like totally unique campaign missions would be awesome. Like, individual.
The Heartbreaker update was fine. It was like, I get what they were doing. They were like, oh, we're trying something different, and it's like laid back kind of music, and I get it. This is for lovers. Okay, cool. Sirens on my end.
Sirens on Brian's end.
But 2089 conceptually was just really, really well thought out, and it made me feel like this is their first. This is Cloudhead Games growing as a studio and looking at this concept and going, where can we take this, and actually being daring and trying new things that like actually change up the gameplay. And I love this. I think this is infinitely better than the main campaign or the Heartbreaker DLC. This is the best they've done.
It is. And I'm so excited. Like, I wasn't expecting anything. I was like, oh, another Pistol Whip DLC. I like Pistol Whip, but I was just like, another Pistol Whip DLC. They went above and beyond on this thing. And the fact it's free is just ridiculous.
So let me just preface this by saying, like, RoboCop, Terminator, Cyberpunk are like some of my favorite action movies of all time. I think they're some of the best action movies of all time. And this was like so many things that I personally love. So this pack was not only just awesome on the surface, but for me personally, and what I like, this was 110% my jam. Like the story and stuff was cool. It had the right atmosphere. Kind of remind me of like Blood Dragon from Far Cry back in the day. Has that 80s synth kind of style to it. But the music was done by Magic Sword, I think they're called. But yeah, man, this was like Terminator and RoboCop and all these influences, all these great movie influences, all wrapped up into one rhythmic pack that has like a storyline thing. And then, like you said, by the time the boss fight came around, I was just like in absolute like heaven. And because I felt it made me feel like a Kyle Reese or something in this rhythm game. It made me feel like the protagonist of some kind of sci-fi war against robots and stuff. And it was just bliss for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy part about it, because I can't think of any other rhythm game ever that I've ever played that has incorporated something like this into the main game. Like Demo Reborn, right? There is a whole story, puzzle, campaign. There's stuff that progresses, but it's separate from the rhythm game. It's a different mechanic. Right. This is in the core mechanics of the game. They've created a whole new style of the experience. Like, the gameplay is technically the same, but the feeling you get playing this is entirely different from playing a normal level in Pistol Whip. Yeah. And I feel like I've never seen that. And when we talk about like what could Beat Saber do to make a Beat Saber 2 interesting, they'd have to come up with something like at this level of ingenuity, to be like, we took the base mechanics and we built you something that is compelling in a different way.
Like a
But
boss made out of blocks and stuff.
a boss or something like that. Like
Yeah.
there could be,
Yeah.
3 songs in a row that lead up to a boss
Like
fight, and they have
Gunstar Heroes.
specific kind of, even if it was just visual stuff that got you the feeling of like I'm moving up towards a boss or something. Like I can't see Beat Saber doing this, honestly.
They have a little bit more
But
flexibility here.
it's just so impressive to me. And actually, I wanted to bring up something too that Rhodey reminded me of. He was talking about one of the guns looks like a RoboCop gun, and the cool thing about this update is they introduced a new pistol that does a rapid fire.
Oh
and
my God.
Actually, it's incredible because it changes up the rhythmic patterns of the game as well.
Yeah.
So when you're used to doing pop, 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 or something like that, it becomes a pop, 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 and it changes like the actual sound and the feeling of how you're playing the rhythm game, which was just a minor tweak that was really big for me. That went a long way. I really like that.
Yeah. I will say
Great call.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say great call out on that, on the automatic gun, because the way that it does add to the music, the rhythm, it really, before it's just like pop, pop, pop. And this added like a nice little like to the beats, which was really nice. Just so good.
Yeah, 2 comments that I saw that really stood out to me while we were talking about this. Bushkiller73, fucking name, was close to buying this recently, but having to stand up and move around put me off. Let me put your fears to ease. You don't want to play this game if you don't want to move around, because I will tell you, I was playing this. It was on hard when I first started playing, and I finished the first stage, and my heart was racing so fast because I haven't been exercising or working out or anything, and I'd forgotten like how strenuous this game was, like how much it actually put you through its paces. You're constantly you're squatting and then swinging your arm to actually do pistol whips and shooting, and it's like it's constantly moving. It's not just a little bit of movement. It's like a workout. It actually, pistol whip is one of the better games to get your heart racing for this kind of stuff that's out there. So yeah, don't buy it if you're concerned about having to move around a little bit, because you move around a lot and your heart races, but it is a great fitness game. The other thing is, SB said, I want interactive environments, shoot out bridges and stuff. Yeah, that was kind of like one of my things too, where it was, I was like, people are like, oh, it's like an action movie rhythm game. And I was like, it's not an action movie. All you're doing is shooting stuff. I want to be jumping off of bridges. I want to be doing, jumping into cars and shooting stuff as I'm driving a car. Like, I want all sorts of action movie stuff. But
they dip their toe into that though. With the towards the end, there are scenes where buildings are crashing and stuff's exploding, and a bridge does fall down that you end up crossing. Almost, you don't do it yourself, but it is that sort of action movie.
Exactly, we're one step closer to it, and I definitely felt like this DLC, this free update, more than ever before, delivered on the promise of an action rhythm shooter. Like, it felt like it did feel like I was in an action movie, especially for that whole last level. So it's not as interactive, I think, as SB and I are looking for, but it's still, it's a major step forward for sure.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to say on the whole campaign thing too is, like, I'm so glad they didn't just go with a standard ass John Wick plot thing where you're just like exactly John Wick, because it always gets compared to John Wick. They have a John Wick gun pack, the Baba Yaga pack, and stuff like that. But I like that they did something different with it that doesn't exactly fit into the, like, I guess the aesthetic still fits, but it's not the vibe of the original game. It's its own little thing that's well done and different.
Yeah,
I think they could do that.
Sorry, go ahead.
You couldn't find what?
I couldn't even find 2089 update at first. I got into this and I was like looking through all the song packs, and I was looking through. It's like, what? And then on top there's a tab that says campaign. And this is the campaign. And I was like, oh man, I was like, they have created this new tab. They're calling this the campaign. I was like, I can't wait to see what the next part of the campaign is, like what the next DLC will be, because again, they're hitting their stride here, and I hope that they feel this too. All the tweets I've seen from everyone on the team, it makes me believe that they're really proud of this. And so I really hope that they take this concept and run with it and bring us and keep delivering more campaign stuff.
Well, they have said that they would love feedback from people. To your point there, though, I do kind of want the songs to be like playable in the arcade mode,
Mhm.
like just the songs without any narration and stuff, just to enjoy the music and without the story and stuff. Nothing against those because I really like those, but it's like, I want to hear the music, not have to hear the story and stuff play out every single time. It's not the worst thing ever, but would just be nice to have the additional option. But I'm curious.
They like the only masters of those tracks they have are the ones that they made for the campaign with the guy talking and stuff. Like maybe there isn't a whole music track to fill
Right.
in, part
Which
of
would be
it.
fine. Which would be fine.
It's exciting and has stuff going along with it.
But I'm interested to see what is with the future of this game. Are they going to continue doing like campaign driven stuff like this? I'm curious to see at some point in the future. You know how Beat Saber added like the tunnel and the Linkin Park tunnel,
Mhm.
and it's not like the traditional red and blue, like laser kind of thing. It's actually like a rendered tunnel. I'm curious to see if this game will ever take that direction, because that's to play into the movie, the more movie kind of action movie thing. I feel like it would be awesome to one day eventually see, like, instead of the super hot, just the blocks and the solid colors, if they actually find a way to combine like this style with like realistic levels and stuff like that. I just feel like that would be nuts if they ever get to that, but that's maybe looking a little too far ahead.
That sounds like a sequel or something to me. I think this game will.
Well, that's what I mean.
Visual style it's established, because it's
Yeah.
a pretty strong visual style that people react to positively.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to make DLC for it because you're just moving blocks and creating like very, simple non-rendered set pieces.
I don't know about very
To be
easy.
fair, they created all new enemy types for this thing. Every
Yeah.
enemy in here is a brand new enemy that they had to, model up and create their actions and behaviors and stuff.
Yep. But again, it's still the same formula. It's still the same look. It's not, these aren't the enemies aren't detailed or anything like that. Like they have found the formula that works to get DLC and updates out quickly. That's not something I think that is. If you look at Cloudhead Games and you see where they started with Heart of the Emberstone and the Starseed, whatever it's called, the adventure game series, I think they were like, holy shit, man, like, we need a game that's going to be easier to iterate on than that. Like that was probably cost them a lot of money and they didn't see the return on it, and so they were like, what can we do that's easier to add DLC to? They keep updating and keep bringing new content, and this visual style I think certainly helps that become a reality.
It is very good. Like I'm definitely not knocking it, but if you look at the comic book art, imagine if the actual gameplay was taking place in that kind of comic book art style, and how cool would that be?
That would
But
be a free DLC. That would be different.
Yeah,
that
I would.
definitely
Well,
be
yeah,
a good one.
but charge us for that DLC. Like that, I
Yeah,
agree with AJ. I'd love
totally
to see
pay
something
for it.
like that, and we'd be very, very happy to pay for it if they were going to go that far in a different direction.
I would still recommend this as heartily as I am recommending it now if it was like a $5 DLC.
Yeah, no, me too, actually. Yeah,
like I would have paid $5 for this happily, and I would have said, everybody go buy this for $5. It's worth it. So I do hope that at some point, to continue these things coming out, that maybe they'll expand with the opportunity for us to put some money into it, just so we can get something even more substantial. But this update is really substantial. I was excited, surprised.
I was very surprised. Very surprised because again, with the Heartbreaker stuff, I was like, okay, it's free DLC, it's free updates, free songs. I'm like, okay, and I just walked away from being like, it's more. It like ups the value of the core game because of quantity, not so much quality as far as my tastes go. I was like, it's fun, it's just, but it's more of the same with squirt guns. Yeah.
I wasn't crazy about the Heartbreaker one, to be honest with you. I was more excited about the resolution patch. It's again, this was like I wanted a Terminator, a RoboCop, a kind of whatever deal, and this was just like, just all of it at once, and it was fantastic, and just had a perfect build up, had a cool like kind of the way the story changed what you were doing throughout the game. Like I think it was like the second level, was the gameplay was a little bit different and stuff, but absolutely fantastic, man. They totally crushed this. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Side note, Your Long Shadows asked.
Bathroom break. I'll be right back.
All right, you could have said a pizza break that you were going to go meet the pizza guy. We would have believed you.
I haven't ordered the pizza yet, but I will as soon as I get back from my bathroom break.
Alrighty. Your Long Shadow says, isn't the Russian space station Tarzan game dropping soon? You mean Jupitergrad? Jupitergrad. The last we heard from those developers, the last press release that came out said the end of January, which means tomorrow. If it's not out tomorrow, then they've missed their deadline. I emailed them earlier today, this morning, and said, hey, what's up? What's going on? Do you have any updates for us? Blah, blah, blah. And have not yet heard back. So as soon as we know, you will know. Hopefully we'll have something for PSVR this week.
Yeah.
Week. I pointed at you instead of the camera for them.
Yeah, they actually contacted me first, and then I never got a follow-up from them, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It was a little small side little gig. There was also there was an update for O-Shape that we really didn't get into.
Well, you didn't get into. I played it before the show.
Oh, you did?
I did. It's a $3 download called Electro Party. And I will tell you something about Electro Party. It's more O-Shape. And it's I don't think it's better O-Shape. Like it's got 8 more songs, but I don't like the background. The background is like lasers and like kind of a neon blue background and stuff. I like the color palette they use and the environments they use for the original levels. I don't really care for the new background that they made. It seems kind of like it was thrown together kind of cheaply. And the songs are fine, again, just like Pistol Whip and the Heartbreaker stuff. You're getting 8 more songs, so more O-Shape is always good. But it's $3, so I'm not going to complain about it. But it's not special. There's nothing very special about it. It's just more O-Shape. So that's that. Are you ordering pizza? What kind of pizza are we getting?
Not yet. I don't know. I was going to ask chat. Although I might go for a non-standard like chain one. I don't know.
Wait. What?
I have a Grubhub.
Okay.
I might go for a non. I was going to ask chat and be like, "What do you think? Papa John's, Domino's, Pizza Hut? What do you think?" But I have a Grubhub gift card from Christmas. I'm just going to see what they got on there.
All right.
I'll keep you guys posted.
Anyway, yeah. If you like O-Shape, then there's more of it now for $3. It's a little weird. It's funny to kind of be talking about these games back to back, right? When Pistol Whip is like giving us nonstop content for free. And then O-Shape's like, oh, here's your first content update. Here's your first music pack. It's $3. Again, it's $3. I'm not complaining, but it's funny to see, everyone loves Pistol Whip, and they certainly could have charged for that DLC. And like O-Shape and they didn't. And then O-Shape is like, oh, here's kind of a mediocre update, and it's $3.
Yeah.
It's just funny to be talking about it back to back.
Vote with your wallet.
Cloudhead Games has sold way more copies of Pistol Whip than O-Shape has sold copies. I'm guaranteeing you. So they can probably afford to do that a little bit, build up some goodwill, and then when they decide to charge, people will be begging to give them money.
Right.
So yeah.
But that's all I have to say about it. I didn't even capture new footage because I was like, oh, it's exactly the same. Okay. Yeah. So what's next?
What we got next, AJ?
That's about it, man.
Oh
that
my
is
God.
that is it.
3 hours though. Wait, it's only been 2 hours.
Are there any games on sale? What this can't be it.
There is a sale going on. There's a games.
How many games are in it?
There's a games under 20 sale going on.
That's true.
I haven't looked at the complete list, which is why I didn't have a list ready, which is why I was going to skip it. I'm sorry.
Skipping a sale, AJ. Damn.
I know.
You're a man of honor.
I mean, I could go to the PlayStation store and read them off for you, but then I wouldn't be able to change
the trailers. Go buy Hitman. Go buy Pistol Whip. Go buy No Man's Sky.
Durant fan hasn't posted a list on Reddit. Is that right?
Maybe, probably.
Yeah.
that definitely dictates a lot.
Shout out to Durant fan. We love you, man. Hope all is well.
He's usually our guy for writing up all the sales, giving all the prices and stuff.
I know there's stuff like. I want to say there's stuff like Skyrim for like $15. You should absolutely pick that up.
Wow.
Skyrim
from memory. Astrobot's on sale. Resident Evil 7 Gold Edition's on sale. All the DLC is on sale. I know this because I just did the fucking PSVR this week about 6 days ago. And so yeah, definitely check out the sale. There's a lot of good stuff going on there. But yeah, I guess if that's gonna wrap it up, guys, then by all means.
I didn't get to order pizza yet. What is this about? 2 hours, no pizza? Jeez. I'm almost
Craziness.
disappointed.
It's
But I'm
absolute
not.
craziness.
There was a lot more going on. Like I said, this week it was the significance and the impact of all the stuff happening versus the quantity. It wasn't just a bunch of garbage. There was like some really amazing things. I've been in a complete state of like bliss with all these games coming out and stuff. I'm going to be jumping back into some No Man's Sky later. Checking out some other stuff. I've already replayed Pistol Whip 2089 a few times. I want to play it again.
I'm so confused by Mad Max the Gamer Cat's tip here. $5 tip. Thank you so much. He writes, if a game cat falls in single player, does the GAMESCAST does the GameCast hear him throw his move controller? Is this like if a tree falls in the woods and no one's announced it? Okay, so if a game cat falls in single player, does the GameCast hear him throw his move controller? That's a very existential question. Also, Harmonic had an update coming up. Is that in VR?
Yes, probably.
What is this?
Harmonix, the company that makes
Audica and stuff.
Audica and also Rock Band and all those other amplitude, frequency, all those.
Huh? Yeah, I don't guess we
I don't know
have
anything
information
about
on
that.
Sorry, man.
Tiffany says we're shorting the livescast. That's a word that a lot of people are using these days. Shorting. We're shorting it just like everybody shorted GameStop.
We didn't short it. You shorted it. Where's the patch? This could have been a longer GamesCast if we had some more PS5.
Listen,
patches.
Nick just posted a link to the sale, so we can do this, guys. We can do this.
No. You already said all the big ones.
All right.
VR World.
No, there's a bunch of good ones. Real quick here, guys. We're not going to have conversations. Zone of the Enders second runner for $7.49 instead of $30. Thumbs up, yes? I can't see you guys. You're gonna have to say yes.
Yes.
All right. Wipeout a Mega Collection.
A very niche game though. Not for everybody. But yes.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, it's yeah.
I can't recommend it to anybody.
I haven't played it on hard, and somebody told me that if in one of these GamesCasts that if you play it on hard, it doesn't feel like such a button masher. Wipeout a Mega Collection for $13 instead of $20. Obviously.
Absolutely yes.
Yes. Mind Labyrinth VR Dreams for $20 instead of $25. That's
What the hell kind of sale price is that?
Yeah. He said we weren't going to talk about it. Let's stick to this 2-hour thing. I love it. Let's keep going.
O-Shape is $16 instead of $20 or $10 with PlayStation Plus. That makes the $3 DLC
PS Plus
way more palatable.
I'll actually buy O-Shape now. I had never bought it. So
that's kind of hard to argue with, but I'm
like, yeah, I'm in.
It's a fun fitness game, man. It's like
it's a hard price to argue with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But is $4.49 for Sharknado VR Eye of the Storm a hard price to argue with?
Absolutely.
But it's half price over $9.
Absolutely. Don't buy O-Shape and buy 2 copies of Sharknado. I will never steer you wrong.
One for your friends, man. What are you gonna do?
Buy them for your friends.
Sharknado's terrible.
Absolute big thumbs up for Sharknado.
Carly and the Reaper Man, $10 instead of $20.
If you have
I'm going to say no.
If you have a friend.
What? You love Carly and the Reaper Man.
I do. Always pumping this game up for $10.
But I'll tell you one thing. I'm also a lot more patient than a lot of people. And you kind of have to fight the controller and fight the game a little bit to play it.
Yeah, I'm going to say...
I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely need a friend to play with, and you have to love puzzle platformers. And puzzle platformers I like way less than regular platformers. But for $10, I think it was really well done, and I'm giving it a thumbs up.
I gave this game a chance. No.
You reviewed it on the channel. Your review is a lie. I don't.
My review is very true. There's no score on it.
Gran Turismo Spec 2 for $15 instead of $30.
I'm gonna say no because it's usually cheaper.
What?
It's
$15?
cheaper. Yeah, it's $15.
But if you don't want to wait for when it's cheaper, I'm gonna say
it's
$15 is it a great price for what's in there.
How much has it gone on sale for?
It's on sale for $10 all the time.
Okay,
like all the time. This is a Spec 2 version. This is Spec 2 version.
You don't want to wait for months to save $5 a cup of coffee or
$5 for content that you can't even use.
All I'm saying is that you could just buy it for $15 right now. That's a great price. It's not bad. Price. Thumbs up.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm being picky.
Donatello, the scientist game cat with a $5 donation says it's pizza time. Passes everyone a ninja slice. Great show, guys.
Hell yeah, Donnie.
All right, we got Astrobot for $15 instead of $20. It's been
absolutely.
cheaper, but absolutely.
Yeah, no, there's nothing stopping me from saying
this one.
Prey Digital Edition.
because it's Astrobot.
Prey Digital Edition for $12 instead of $40.
No,
I
mean, it's a great price, but
VR content there.
Yeah, it's all like mini games and escape room stuff.
Flat screen, that's fine.
Bravo Team for 10 instead of 20.
Never for any price.
Never for any price. Good answer. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard Gold Edition for 20. This is all the DLC instead of 40. That's a big thumbs up.
Yes.
That's a big thumbs up. You must have this. If you don't have this, you must have this.
Moss for 15 instead of 30. That's half price.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
The other poster. The other poster.
A little more divisive. We got the Impatient. Oh, okay. If we're going to show off, Quill stuff, then.
Oh, are we showing off? AJ, what number is your poster? What number do you have in the corner?
Guess what Quill's doing. Okay, done.
98.
The Impatient.
I'm 232. You got a better one.
Oh, mine's still rolled
also,
up.
my leaking AC dripped on it, so it's as a collector's item totally useless. But I keep it on the wall anyways.
The Impatient for $10 instead of 20. I'm gonna say yes on this.
No. What?
If it was like a different time, I'd say yes. Right now, I'm gonna say no.
Yep.
My opinions on these sales goes by each sale. It's never. It's always different. Like because
it's January. There's never been a better time for a horror game, AJ. Right. Yeah, it's super short. It's only like 2 hours long.
This game right now,
but
you're not missing anything.
You're supposed to play it like 6 times. You play it once or twice, and you'll get your $10 out of it. There's some good moments. Monster of the Deep, Final Fantasy 15 for $15 instead of $30.
Still too much, I think.
Yeah. That's the only sale it ever goes on, or sale price it ever goes for. If you're a huge nostalgic Final Fantasy fan, I'm
still saying
nostalgic no. If you're nostalgic for FF15, like
but it has throwbacks to like earlier titles.
No, there's other Final Fantasy. Yeah. It's Final Fantasy, man.
As a fishing game, though,
which hear my stomach rumbling, but I just
as a fishing game,
it's. I mean,
buy, catch, and release.
Yeah. It's so busted in terms of like having to figure out what you need, go into the car, figure out what you need, get out of the car, go buy the stuff. The store that you have to like buy all this. It's so convoluted and poorly laid out. It's not fun to upgrade stuff. Fuck that game. $9 for Doom VFR instead of $30.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
You should have this.
Yep.
Quick pizza update. I've decided on the style of pizza I'm ordering. It's called a California Classic. It's got basil pesto sauce, artichoke hearts, roasted grape tomatoes, red onions, fresh spinach, and roasted red peppers, along with some mozzarella on there as well. It's going to be quite delicious, I think. So it's locked in.
It's locked and loaded. All right. No Heroes Allowed VR for $9.89 instead of $30.
I would say yes.
I love this game. It's not. Yeah, it's not.
Nobody talks about it, but it's good.
Yeah, I'd say yes.
I talked about it. No one listened.
It's a great game. If you want a great like VR immersive thing, then pass. If you just want a really, really great game, yes.
Yeah. It's got a great sense of style. It's got its own sense of humor and stuff. It's definitely very confident in what it's trying to do. Polished game. And I don't know if you have any tolerance for anime styled stuff, I would say give this a shot. It's really good.
Yeah, for sure. Also, guys, if you need more information about any of this stuff, I've got reviews for most of these games on the channel, so just do a quick search and it should pop up.
Unless Mage's Tale is on here.
Unless Mage's Tale is on here. I think I'm going to rectify that this year. I think my New Year's resolution, which I just made earlier today, is to review Mage's Tale. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim VR for $18 instead of $60. I can't believe it. Not that I'm like dissing
it hasn't been
this game.
$40 yet.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy that there hasn't been a permanent price drop yet.
I'm gonna give this 2 Dargans up.
I'm gonna give 1 Dargan up for the sale price, 1 Dargan down for the retail price. Yeah. That's insane.
Dargans. Everybody should buy Skyrim. This is like one of the most must-haves.
It's it's a beautiful game, man. I love this game.
Amazing.
It is an investment, though. Be warned.
Yeah.
If you've never played Skyrim before, you really need to put some time into it.
Yeah, for sure.
To get the most out of it.
But that's certainly not a bad thing. It's fun putting time into it.
Not at all. It's deep. There's a lot to do. I mean, it's Skyrim. You get it.
End Space for $5 instead of $20.
I'm gonna say no for now. I said yes back. I said yes a while back, but not right now is not the time for N-Space.
I think $5 is a great deal for N-Space. It's very bare bones. It's like, what, 8, 10 missions, 12 missions? I don't know what the fuck it is, but it goes by very quickly. They're great missions, but there's nothing in between. There's nothing before, nothing after. It's just like, here's a mission. Oh, here's another mission. Here's another mission. But so that's why $5 is a great price for this. Farpoint for $10.
Yes, you should have Farpoint already and an aim controller.
Yes.
It's my favorite game on PlayStation VR.
Your favorite game?
Yeah.
Better than No Man's Sky?
I don't know. Not anymore. It's this and No Man's Sky are kind of battling it out for my favorite game right now.
Okay. Better than Hitman? I'm just putting your words to the test.
I said my favorite game. I'm not saying better.
Better in your book.
You're putting
but better
words
for you.
in my mouth.
I'll put something in your mouth. We also got Lethal VR for $3.74 instead of $15.
Hold on. I got to drive up there and strangle Brian. I'll be right.
Oh, it's just me and you now, and
it's
you're
just
talking
us.
about breadsticks in the chat.
Oh, breadsticks. Is that what we're going to shove into AJ's mouth?
Well, I was like, should I get breadsticks too? And a lot of people are saying yes. Johnny Rypop has a controversial opinion.
What's that?
I think it's controversial. He says always breadsticks with cheese, and for me, I don't know how I feel about that.
It just seems like more pizza.
It seems like a half pizza. It's like I have a pizza here, and then I have a pizza without sauce on it next to it. What's the benefit of that?
I agree.
And eventually you dip it in sauce. They give you a marinara cup. You're just dipping pizza in it. Like you're making your own pizza right there.
I agree.
I just like regular breadsticks because they've got the nice doughy consistency. You get the dipping sauces and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going full Hitman on Brian soon.
I'm going. Yeah.
Oh,
AJ.
I'm gonna follow him.
AJ just sent me a text that said knock knock.
Oh my god!
Like, how creepy is that?
I was hoping he was gonna actually. I was just trying to make him get up at least or go do. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it was a very convincing text. I was like, oh, he's definitely in my door. I just saw him in Georgia seconds ago. Obviously, he made it here in a second. Lethal VR for $3.74 instead of $15.
No.
No, if Gun Club exists, don't buy Lethal VR.
Yeah,
Gun Club does
Lethal VR is fun, but yeah, Gun Club is better in pretty much every way possible. Fruit Ninja VR. Oh my god, this list is so good. We're almost there. Fruit Ninja VR for $10.49 or $9.74 with Plus. It's like you save an extra 75
Why can't
cents.
they get a better deal on this game? This is a $4.99 deal game.
Yeah, I agree. Thumbs
It
down.
doesn't have enough depth. Like it's not a $10 game at this point.
The NBA 2K VR experience for $7.49 instead of $15.
No, it's been like $2 before, and even at that price, it's not that fun.
I like it for $2.
Skip. For $2, it's great for $2, but for
thumbs down. Super Stardust Ultra VR for $5 instead of $20.
No.
I wouldn't say it as strongly as the NBA 2K thing. I mean, I think it's decent compared to NBA 2K.
It's crazy because like all of the Housemarque games are known for like, you know, their super high resolution, crisp graphics, and then like you sacrifice all of that when you play this in VR. It's like you get the depth, but you don't get the resolution. And then like the VR specific mode, like where it's first person, you're just driving a tank or something around the
just
planet.
Just a Battlezone ripoff.
Yeah, and it lasts for 10 levels and it's over, and like you never have to play it again. So I'm gonna say yes because I like the core game, but don't pay more than $5. I don't think at this point. PlayStation VR Worlds $10 instead of $15.
If you've never played it, that's not a huge sale, but you should have this game. So $10, $15, whatever, $5.
I miss when this game went on sale for like $5.
It will again, I'm sure.
It's worth $10. It's cool.
We're gonna skip Rise of the Tomb Raider. It's only a VR mode. Riggs Mechanized Combat League for $8 instead of $20. That's a tough one, man. That's
if you are into single player campaign and want to do that. If you want to play this multiplayer, don't bother. There's nobody playing Riggs. I would be surprised if the servers stayed up. Are the servers even still up?
Again,
I
usually fight for this game, and I usually say there's some awesome redeeming things. Not right now is not the time.
This one we've got here, Amplify sends a $2 tip and says Hitman VR for $60. I think across the board.
Absolutely.
Buy it.
And also while you're at it, I know you missed the sale, but as soon as you can buy Hitman 1 and 2 complete editions for for sale prices, I think we got them for about $15 each, roughly. You need to get those into VR too, because I think I like Hitman 1 and 2 even better than Hitman 3. In VR, they're incredible. They're absolutely incredible.
They all three have something amazing to offer.
I totally lost the sale.
Dude, hop along, or no, I'm sorry, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood for $7, $704.
Yep, absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yep. Thumbs up.
Dude, Hop Along the Badlands is on sale. That's never been on sales.
I've actually got a correction. It's not on sale. It is a new permanent price drop to $15.
Oh.
And it is so much fun. It has never been on sale, and now it's just cheaper. So
I'm still saying no.
I'm saying yes, man. Some games just make you smile, and riding a stick horse around in VR makes me smile way more than it should.
What I've realized about Hop Along the Badlands is it is fun for about 10 minutes, and then it is so boring.
What?
Yes.
You're out of your mind.
Hey, I've played this recently, and it was super boring.
I didn't think it was that boring.
I'm proud of them for putting it on sale finally, or changing the price.
Is really interesting and fun and playful, and like you don't see many developers stick with something that unique. Like you're playing a cowboy game, but you have just the little stick horse, and you have to move it like a stick horse to move forward, which sounds really stupid, but it becomes like charming very quickly.
I really like this game. I just get so bored with it.
How much was it again, Brian?
It's a new permanent price drop. It's now $15 instead of I think
you can get it at a later time.
Yeah, I mean, if it goes on sale below that, I would say 10 or 8 or something.
I'm giving it a thumbs up for 15. It's original. It's quirky. I love it.
Give it a middle of the road for 15. If it was lower, I'd give it a thumbs up.
Hey, did you get the rest of the sale here? I totally lost the link.
Last thing I see is just Arizona Sunshine Deluxe upgrade for $199.
All right.
Fair enough.
So Arizona Sunshine itself.
Arizona Sunshine.
No.
Why not upgrade for $2? Sure.
But do you really even that? Yeah. And Arizona Sunshine is not on sale. It's $40. Only buy that game when it's on sale for about $12. It's always on sale for $12. But yeah, it needs to be like a $20 game. So
yeah.
All right, we definitely stretched that out longer than we should have.
We did.
Guys, it is definitely pizza time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Braxton, I finally get rid of the O-shaped trailer. I'm sorry that was on through the whole sale. Oh man, let's get out of here, guys. We got plenty of awesome games to play. I'm still working on my Hitman review, and then plenty of other stuff is happening. Hopefully, PokerStars comes out tomorrow. We will see though. It had the release date of today on the PlayStation Store, but maybe it got pushed back a little bit. We'll see. We'll keep you updated. And as soon as that happens, we're gonna play a ton of poker. And that's kind of it. Guys, shout out to all the moderators. You guys are doing God's work out there. You can make our lives so much easier, not just here, but on the Discord as well. We don't give you enough credit, but you deserve all of the credit. Also, thank you to everybody who donated tonight. You're keeping the channel alive. We love you. Also, consider if, we never ask you for any money, but if you want to support the channel on a regular basis, consider going to patreon.com/withoutparolegames. Support us for just $1 or more every month. And then make sure you go to Dave's channel over at Dave Station VR. Go to AJ's channel over at PSVR Underground and subscribe to them. Spread the love around, man. These guys are doing. These guys are supporting PSVR whenever possible. Dave sounds like he's going to be streaming Moose Life at some point.
I'm going to be living that Moose Life as soon as the pizza is eaten.
Ooh, tonight. Okay.
I think I'll do it tonight, unless somebody gives me a compelling argument to play golf or something with them. There is a new Population 1 update that I really want to check out. But I will probably do it tonight, if not tomorrow.
And I heard there's a Walkabout mini golf update too. I need to check out.
Yeah, they've got this new thing where you can unlock custom clubs, and some of them are pretty cool. There's like one that's like a cutlass, like an old, pirate sword and stuff like that. And it's like they're puzzles. You have to use like lines of sight or clues or something. It's kind of a mix of the two, but it's really fun actually with a group of people trying to sleuth out where the next clue is and all this stuff to unlock it. So
that totally was the GAMESCAST Quest Corner.
Yes, tiny little corner.
Right. Thank you to everybody donating. Thank you to everybody who hung out and participated in the chat and kept the conversation rolling tonight. And of course, shout out to every single one of you who sat back, watched the show, didn't say a word, didn't even click like, man. I know who you are. You're out there. There's a lot of you. I was one of you before I started doing this, so I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for hanging out, lurking in the shadows. We love you all. For another episode of PSVR Gamescast Live, I'm Brian. That's Dave. That's AJ. And we're out.
We're out.
Let's cue the cat.
Cue the cat. Because I want to say, have a great night to Gamer Chick 13, the Diet Pepsi cat. Johnny Wright Pop, the stray cat. Meow. Twitcher, the single player game cat. K Panic, K Panic, the graphically dynamic game cat. Secrets of Decepticon GG, Hunter the FNAF fan. The Triangulator, Bob Zarkoff, the Underground Dave Station Game Cat, Elite Name Squad in the House, Silent Evil 999, DJ, the Pumpkin Patch Kid, Jew, the non-denominational cat game cat, Mustard Custard, Deathly, the Death Cat, I love that name, Nihilist Ryan, the Game Feline, another good name, Steve IRE, tuning in from Ireland, SB, Toodle Pip, he says, Donatello, the Scientist Game Cat, always coming in clutch, thank you, sir. Piano Mike, thank you. Piano Mike, we don't know anything about Effect of the Manor other than it's coming soon. That's all I can tell you.
We'll keep you posted, man. We'll keep you posted.
We will let you know, but nothing. But it shouldn't be too much longer, I would think. Sophie, the Kitten Noichi, Braxton B, Shades of Gray Matter, Seymour Game Cats, David Moore. Who else we got? Dave Station VR in the chat hanging out. Hack the Game Cat. It's lit in here. Nick Mulo, thank you for modding. Nick the Game Cat. How? RG.
Was that
That
it?
was fun. That was interesting because you started out real smooth and you were like, it's K Panic. It's Seymour Game Cat. And I was like, how long until he starts doing the normal AJ thing again? And I could feel you rising. And I could feel you getting more and more.
The Game Cat rising.
And it's Roger Klotz. Oh, Shades of Gray Matter.
I can feel him rising too.
Bubbling up.
Oh,
You can feel him rising.
you were born in the Game Cat. I was
I guess he's right behind
molded by it.
Wow.
He's right behind you.
Wow. AJ, you're not my type. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Good night, everybody. We love you all.
Like,
Nope.